The following is a presentation of the Shining Wizards Network, broadcasting live in high-definition video and available on all podcasting and streaming platforms. Follow us on social media at Wizards Podcast. Check out our merchandise at merch.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping at amazon.shiningwizards.com. And become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/wizardspodcast. And now, it's time for the Shining Wizards.
You're watching
The Shining Wizards.
The Shining Wizards
Wrestling Podcast.
Wrestling Podcast. Man.
And you are tuned in live to episode number 724 of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast, coming to you live on certain social medias that will still have us and going with you wherever you go on each and every one of those streaming and podcasting platforms. We got two guests tonight. Emil Jay's joining us. Dave Penzer's joining us. Who else is joining us? I have no idea, but let's get right into that wrestling talk.
And talk about wrestling.
Can I say crisscross applesauce? Dr. Dunk.
Double T. Who muted the poor guy's microphone?
He must have. I didn't touch it.
Brundo.
Oh boy.
This idiot did.
KJJ.
We're off to a roaring start, boys.
No, it was all good. Oh, Jesus.
Well, we're missing our guy HK.
Your guy.
Oh.
Your guy, my bro. Get it right.
Bro stuff indeed. Well, let me tell you guys something. The year is off to a roaring
His fucking hand job.
This is the lead. This is the lead.
Well, David Penzer is going to join us in a few minutes. He's going to talk lovingly about his best friend Brian Myers and Sitting Ringside Volume 2. But, so I don't want to start with like Raw on Netflix, Hulk Hogan getting booed. Darby Allin would rather climb Mount Everest than wrestle for the AEW World Championship. We'll talk about, we'll have plenty of time to talk about that.
This is why you're a pro. That was a good call by you.
Pro. See, I don't
Not
think
a pro.
I'm being called a pro. I appreciate that.
That's right.
You know what I am, though? In first place, people. That's right. Rest in peace, Black Bart. Thank you. Thank you for all you've given us.
So, like in his death, his legacy lives on through our pool.
Yes.
That's
He gives back.
That's right. It's like regenerating the earth. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
No, I like it.
Yep, that's right.
So, unfortunately, Black Bart, he was ill. He decided he was no longer going to do chemotherapy. He wanted to go home and live out the rest of his time in comfort. And in that comfort, he crossed over to the light. And he has secured Double T a point in the death pool.
Fucking terrible. My God, man.
Now, I think I should get to pick another guy now so we can,
No, it's not
No,
how it
no.
works. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
The whole point is you're ahead of us now. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, I am.
God,
Yeah.
I never wanted to lose a contest more.
Matt thinks somebody dies in the Deadpool. It's a bye week for them.
Yeah.
More like a bye-bye week, right, Matt?
A die week.
Yes.
See, now we're jumping on board with this nonsense. Rest in peace,
Nonsense?
Black Bar. Yeah.
I've come to the realization that it's not rooting for these people to pass.
Oh no, Matt clearly was. Double T had this.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want him to suffer in pain. He was suffering, Tony.
I'm surprised we didn't get a dance greeting for like saying goodbye to Black Bart from Matt.
I didn't know what website you use, so couldn't set that up.
Holding up a sign. Goodbye, Black Bart. We'll miss you. Point Matt. Mwah.
Actually, Tony, we actually should hold off and make sure this isn't a Meltzer report because he could still be alive.
No, this is true.
No, this is across the board. Black Bart, former NWA multiple time Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, tag team champion. I know he was the GWF brass knuckles champion.
I believe he was also a tag champion there too.
He was 3 times. Bill Irwin, Johnny Mantell, and John Hawk, also known as JBL.
Yeah, JBL was talking about him a bit today. Well, whenever it was recorded, obviously, but yeah.
God, it still makes me so sad. Like he was just a job guy in WWE. He got like no respect on his name. Yeah,
I put respect on his name. You know who else's name I put respect on?
Oh, you gonna wish you get a point from him too?
No, our good friend David Penzer's here.
All right.
Hello.
How are you?
Welcome
sir?
back, Dave. How are you?
Good. Could you hear me?
Hell yeah.
Loud and clear.
Well, good. I've had a StreamYard issue for a while, but I think I fixed it.
No, you're good. We got you.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I just sent Guy Evans a text with a prayer sign emoji on it.
Well, it seems like everything's worked out because you're here, David, again to talk about Volume 2 of Sitting Ringside, as if Volume 1 wasn't enough.
I know. 2 fucking books, huh? Who'd have thunk it?
Now, how come you didn't get Brian Myers to write the foreword to Volume 2?
Right in, Dave.
How come I didn't get who?
Your best friend, Brian Myers.
Oh, fuck Brian Myers.
Right. Now, I just want, last time you were on the show, just so for a little clarity, you said this.
And tell Brian Myers to blow me.
And I did. I told him.
So I'm pretty consistent then.
Which makes the books so great.
Here's the thing with Myers. I like Brian Myers. Here's the thing with Brian Myers, right? So when him and Cardona first came into Impact, they're huge wrestling fans. God bless them. And they were like, "Oh my God, David Penzer, we grew up watching you." And it's like I didn't like let that get to my ego, but it was like, "Oh, it's nice to see that they're professional, respectful." La la la. So then they did my podcast like 1 week, and then like 3 weeks later, the other one did it. Well, then somehow they fucking found out that I use Wikipedia to read the person's bio so I could write down the questions I want to ask them. And they like turned heel on me, both of them. And I'm like, well, what the hell are you going to use? I don't have an Encyclopedia Britannica. I mean, there's one place you go to get a rundown. I wasn't asking questions off of Wikipedia. I was using the information provided by Wikipedia to remind me about that person's history so that I could ask questions that I thought that I wanted to hear the answers to. And after that, man, it hasn't gone good. So I think it's all in good fun, but once that Wikipedia thing hit, that whatever respect they had for me went down the fucking drain.
Well, I'll be seeing Brian this Friday, so I'll be sure to relay all the great messages that you've just.
You know what? I like Brian. Brian's a good guy. He likes to give me a hard time. This is the wrestling business. Trust me, I've met a lot bigger assholes in this business, tons of them. Than Brian Myers. He's on a scale of 1 to 100. He's somewhere around a 48. So it's fine.
Oh, he's like half an asshole. That ain't bad.
Yeah, half an asshole. Yeah.
Write that down. We got the name of the show.
Now I got to know who's a 100.
You got to read the book, the last 2 chapters. You'll find out.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
I love it.
I will tell you that he worked for TNA.
Ooh. Did he sell you any gold?
I love Jeff Jarrett. I don't have nothing to say about Jeff Jarrett.
So do we. I've said it before, and I say it 1,000. He's one of the nicest people. He's one of the only people who, if you send him an email about trying to get him on the show, even if he can't do it, he will at least respond and let you know that he's not available. It's something that Jeff Jarrett doesn't need to do, but it just speaks volumes of the level of person that he is. Volume 2.
I was just doing another podcast, and they asked how Jeff was able to get Jim Cornette and Vince Russo to work together. And I said, only Jeff Jarrett could have made that happen. There's nobody else in the world that I could think of that could have gotten those two to put any differences aside, at least on a temporary basis, to work together. That's just the type of guy he is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, checks out. So, David, you're joining us tonight because we have volume 2 of Sitting Ringside. And if you have not picked up the book yet, if you go to davidpenzerbook.com or just throw in Sitting Ringside volume 1 or 2 on Amazon, it'll come up and you can order it. You once again partnered with Guy Evans, and this time we're in a post WCW where you're kind of doing a little bit of everything. Was that always the plan after you finished volume 1 because you've had such an illustrious career in the world of pro wrestling?
It wasn't so much the career, it was the extras. Like, I had the whole entire XWF business plan. Nobody's ever seen it before, except for obviously the people in charge of the XWF at the time. The beginning is very XWF centric. Everything you never know. I was involved in all the facets of putting that together: booking, talent relations, editing, live events. So we go through the booking, the business plan. You have how much everybody's getting paid. We don't hold back, for doing it. And if people like that kind of stuff, man, this is perfect. And so that was a lot. And so I think Guy thought that it wasn't so much the story, but it was the extras. How do you follow up the last Nitro and then dive right into the XWF business plan and then Flair's last match format that very few people have seen, which is in there and stuff like that. So and some TNA format. So I think it wasn't so much the story; it was the accompaniment bonus, the company bonus material that would have been too hard to just throw into one book. It would have made the book like, I didn't speak about Encyclopedia Britannica. So whether that was a good decision or a bad decision, we'll see. But I'm getting a lot of positive reviews so far, knock on wood. So, I think in some ways this one's even more interesting to me, at least, because, while the first one, if you read it, was, about my struggles to live my dream and how I shouldn't have gotten the opportunity to do that. And I did, and I kept and then, all the ups and downs in WCW until the waves came crashing down in Panama City. This one's about how do you keep the dream alive when that all goes away? How do you make a living when you're not working full time for anybody? But I didn't ever have, other than the XWF, I didn't ever again have a full time job in the pro wrestling business that could pay my bills. It was always part time stuff. So how do you do that? Had to all the different things I had to do to nickel and dime and make a living, and put it together just so I could stay doing something I love. And I think that's an interesting part of this next book.
Oh, sorry, my microphone was off. It's there's a lot going on over here, David. I'm sorry. We're down a guy. We're down a guy tonight, so I'm not used to doing all the shit he does.
Oh, I got you.
So I'm definitely going to throw him under the bus because he's not here. HK. For those not familiar with XWF, though, that was a Jimmy Hart vehicle, right? And your and the book kind of goes over your conversation with Jimmy Hart and how he kind of offered you something down in Tampa. Can you take us a little deeper into that without giving too much away? Because of course we want you guys to get volume 2 of Sitting Ringside.
Yeah, well, there was nothing else but WWF. That was it. There was nothing else. And even if you say, okay, well, there are indie shows, there weren't indie shows like there's indie shows now. You could go to an indie show in LA or New York City or at the Hammerstein or Chicago, and they're flying 10, 15 guys in from all over the country, that are headliners in different various promotions and putting on dream matches and stuff. Well, they didn't do that back then. An indie show was a local show. So if you're, and I talk about in the book, if you're doing the local show in Atlanta, an indie show, you get a Mr. Wrestling #2, you get a Tommy Wildfire Rich, maybe Disco Inferno for the newer Nitro fans. And you fill it up with undercard with indie guys. So you don't have these indie super shows like they used to. So really there was nothing going on. Unless you were, over in your area at one point where you could maybe work on the weekends, doing a couple indie shows. So, no fan fest. It was a totally different environment. So, we're just trying for something. And Brian Knobs and Greg Valentine and Jimmy Hart. It was originally Randy Savage was involved, but he was gone before I got involved. Hooked up with some infomercial people. One of them being one of the original sharks on Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington, and tried to start a wrestling company. And, we talk about all the players and, all the money guys and what they brought to the table. And, one of them was like, porn satellites sites in India. Somebody laughs, but, there was a fortune to be made in porn in India off of satellites back in the day, back in 2001. So anyway, one guy was a big what do you call him? The phone booth guy, like a phone booth. So, I hope he saved his money because there's no phone booths anymore. But and then, you had a former guy who was the head of NFL Properties, which is in charge of all their merchandising. So it was an interesting dichotomy of people. Plus, you had the wrestlers. It's always interesting to be in a room with Jimmy Hart, Brian Knobs, and Greg Valentine, the grouch he is. And we just tried something, and we brought in, great talent, and we tried something. We had a theory of what we wanted to do. We executed the theory with basically legends and newcomers. We focused a lot on lightweights, which really became the X Division not so long afterwards. In an ironic kind of twist of fate, the XWF, and people always ask me, do you think that that's, why they called it the X Division? I don't think so, but anything's possible. But and nostalgia, and we put together 5 episodic shows with the top talent we could get, and we shipped it around, and as the story goes, nothing ended up happening, but I go full into the storylines we were establishing. We were going to go from there. Why we didn't bring certain guys in, why guys were waiting to see what happened. It's if you're interested in the lost promotion, I call it, you might want to pick it up just for that. Like I said, business plans and the formats of the shows are in the back. There's so much value in these books. I'm not just saying that because it's me. I'd be saying that if I was just reading them as a fan and somebody else had put them out with all these formats and business plans and internal documents. I'm a mark for that kind of stuff. So
yeah, no, I have volume 1, and all the extra content at the back is just as important as the story that you tell in the first volume. So if there's more of that in volume 2, I will definitely be picking.
Oh yeah. There's a ton of like that, and I like to say that that's what sells the books. Let's face it. I'm not. I was going to say I'm not Hulk Hogan, but nobody's Hulk Hogan. But I'm not Buff Bagwell. I don't know, whatever what I mean. While it's an interesting story, I think if it was just my story, maybe a few people would read it. But I think that they buy it for the cool extra bonus stuff. And then if you read the story, because Guy Evans is such a great writer, he actually makes it interesting. And my perspective on the business and on life is Guy has a way of bringing that out and going to places that many people may never have thought of, as far as what my opinion of this was. What was your opinion of that? What were your thoughts on Don West and Mike Tenay? And we go into depth with that. And it's a really fun read, I think.
I was going to ask you how much of that is determined by you in terms of how much extra content to story ratio. Is Guy an integral part in that process too? Is he just that good at what he does?
Well, Guy, the extra content is mostly stuff that I had saved,
right?
That I forgot I had. I was cleaning out my desk a couple of years ago, and so that's that. but as far as telling my story, basically what we do, without giving away the secret, I don't know if it's a secret, but basically how we do it is, we talk on the phone probably every day for months and months, or at least 5 or 6 times a week. And he picks the topic. Tell me about working with Don West and Mike Tenay. Tell me about being the tour manager in a tour bus crisscrossing the country with Roddy Piper. Tell me about, the Benoit situation where, it's pretty well known that because we socialized with him in a group in Peachtree City, Georgia, with other wrestlers and their wives, I wasn't surprised at what happened. I knew immediately. I just didn't know, the specifics of it, but I knew whatever happened in that house was from the people that lived in that house. So unfortunately, and I really went back and forth about telling that part, but a lot of people that I've been in contact with have really appreciated it. So, he says, tell me about how you ended up coming back to Impact Wrestling or TNA, or, tell me about your airbrush tattoo business and, how that came about and how that intersected with wrestling several times in ways that I'd never thought could be possible. So, so he just gets the best out of you, and then he writes your story in a wonderful, in a very entertaining way. He has an entertaining way of writing that would be way better than if I were telling my own story, quite frankly. But it's all for me. It's just written in his style.
Now we're on the line with David Penzer at David Penzer on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and davidpenzerbook.com or Amazon. Just throw in Sitting Ringside. I'm sure volume 1 or 2 pops up immediately, and they're both there to order. So definitely get them. And if you go through davidpenzer.com, there's all sorts of
book.
Oh, book, excuse me. My apologies. davidpenzerbook.com. There's all sorts of, you can get autographed volume. You can get extras thrown in. Let me ask you, with the extras, you mentioned Brian Knobbs. There's a very famous Brian Knobbs picture. Did you include that in the extras?
I do not. I did not. I didn't. Never thought in my mind that I would make the cut. I've seen that image in person more times than you could ever imagine. And I would never want to, even the people that I talk shit about in the end of the book that we were alluding to earlier, I wouldn't want them to have to see. I've seen the picture, but it's worse in person. At least in the picture, you could prep yourself for it before you look down. Brian has a knack of doing that pose. You're walking to a dressing room, in an empty dressing room, and he's there hiding, behind the door. You open up the door and you run into that.
So 2 books down. Is there anything left in the professional wrestling life of David Penzer for a third?
No, there isn't. And I'm cool with that. I'm doing a couple fan fest in March, and but other than that, I don't expect anybody to call me. I remember when Jade Chung announced that she was leaving Impact, I was like, my phone kept ringing off the hook. You going back to Impact? You going back to Impact? And I said I'd be shocked if they called me, and they didn't. I don't know who they got, but 58-year-old ring announcer in 2025 doesn't really work. In a company where you're trying to draw younger fans and, drive merchandise and stuff like that. The business has gone towards women a lot, and I don't have a problem with that. They do, a lot of them do better than the guys. And you got to roll with the changes. I was lucky enough to stay in as long as I did. My story could have easily ended right after WCW. And that's why I think the part 2 is actually more interesting than part 1. Because part 1, most people know, I ended up the ring announcer, Nitro, never missed a Nitro, that kind of stuff. It's just how I got there and the hurdles and stuff. Part 2, a lot of people don't know some of the things that I did to try to pay the bills and keep myself in the business. And so yeah, it's not that I don't expect anything to happen. And if it doesn't, then I'm totally 1,000% okay with it. Scott D'Amore gave me a great send-off that we describe in the book at the end. And when I left Impact December of last year, not this past December, but the December before that. And I couldn't ask for a better ending.
Now, let me ask you this, because I don't think a lot of people think about this, and you tweeted about this the other day, so we're going to put you on the spot, Mr. Penzer.
You can't put me on the spot, brother, but try.
Well, we're going to have fun with this then. You mentioned how it is difficult for ring announcers to do the one-syllable intros, which is why Gary Michael Capetta says this is Sting, and why you later on to he is Moose. What would you say for Cope?
I don't know. I was thinking about it, and Cope is even harder. Sting is not as hard. It's one syllable, but it's also like you could extend Sting. You really can't extend Cope. It ends with a vowel, and it's like it's Cope. It's not. It's really, really hard. I feel bad. Look. Am I going to lose sleep over any of that? No, but I thought I'd put an interesting tidbit, because Gary was when I started working at WCW, Gary, pointed out you need to find, if you're going to do well at this, you need to find unique ways around, certain one syllable names, because it's tough. And so, whether it's the extending their gimmick in the name, like Rated R Superstar, it's awkward. It's awkward. I remember that when I went back to WCW, one of the reasons I did that with Moose was because my son, who lived with us at the time, he's since moved out, thank God, knock on wood. My adult son, he would go, I'd come home from the taping, he goes, "How is you introducing Moose?" And he was making fun of me, and I'm like, look, it's a hard one to do, and you could do Moose really quickly, and that doesn't do him justice. Or you could do Moose and sound like you're a cow that's having a baby. So I would say he is he is from wherever, Orlando, Florida, wherever. He is this champion. He is Moose. And I tried not to do like this is Sting, where it was just this is Sting. I tried to like he is this. He's from here. He weighs this. And he is Moose. So I tried to make it different. But yeah, a lot of that came from my son making fun of me. I was getting paranoid after a while.
Is there anything that didn't make it into Volume 2 that hindsight you wish had?
I'm sure there'll always be a couple of things. I will tell you this. Mike Tenay does the foreword and tells a great story. I had forgotten the story, but darn, I remembered it as soon as he brought it up. It's probably the best story in the book is from Mike Tenay. A rib that they played on me in Dayton, Ohio, and him and Bobby Heenan and Mean Gene Okerlund. So, but I'm sure there's things that I'll remember and I'll say I should have thrown this in. There was stuff for Volume 1, but nothing major, nothing huge. Just little things that a lot of it was questions that people asked me when I was doing podcasts and stuff, promoting it. And, I would get off the podcast and say, maybe I should have thrown that in. But, it wasn't anything major.
Did you ever work with Christopher Cruz?
I did, but God, is he still out there, or have I just successfully blocked him?
He's on Facebook, and he fucking hates George South and Ricky Morton more than anything in the world.
Oh, he's insane. I don't block anybody on anything. I don't care. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what team you like. I don't give a crap. I don't care if you like me or not. It's not going to upset me. But he got to me, man, because he started getting personal. He started DMing me and saying on Facebook and saying, I have your real estate license number. Does that worry you? And I'm thinking, I don't know what you could do with that. But yeah, I don't want to. He's crazy. Fucking guy lost his mind. He was a nice little guy, wrestling fan, happy to be, a part of the business like I was. And he lost his freaking mind. It's and it's almost entertaining until he's bothering you.
Yeah, no,
if there's a way that I could see his stuff without being a part of it or being following it, I would do it just because he's so insane. It's actually entertaining. I don't know how somebody gets like that, but yeah, I feel bad for the guy actually. Something went wrong somewhere along the line, and you only live once, and if that's the way you want to live, hey, it's your life. But don't include my real estate license number in it.
I'll tell you where it went wrong for him. He didn't order Volume 1 or 2 of Sitting Ringside at DavePenzerbook.com.
He wouldn't take a free one if I put $100 bills around it. You know what? I wouldn't do that anyway. So it's all good, man. It's all good. No hard feelings. I just feel bad for him. The guy's really insane. You know, there's some people that are off, but then he's really off the deep end.
That sounds just like the wrestling industry.
Yep.
Hey, I see that you have Emil Jay coming on.
We do have him in about 45 minutes. He's joining us.
So funny story about that. My adult kids are wrestling fans. One of them is a big GCW fan. The other one likes some of the stuff. And so the WrestleMania weekend was supposed to be in Tampa. Then COVID killed it, and then it was in Tampa the next year, and it was like, you know, all outside, and people had to wear masks and stuff. But at least they were doing shows. And my kids wanted me to get them passes to go see the Collective, all those indie shows that Brett Lauderdale and other promoters do. So I called Brett, who turned out he was a huge fan, which helps. And he's like, I used to do the David Penzer voice. And I'm like, oh my God, that's like the most humbling thing you've ever told me. I said, could you do it? He goes, not anymore. My voice changed. So I said, hey man, you know, I know this is a lot to ask because, you know, there's a lot of value in these tickets, but could y'all get my kids, you know, decent seats, passes to the Collective? And he was like, yeah, but you got to come out at one of our shows and address the crowd. I'm like, all right, that's cool. So he wanted Emil to introduce me. I was like, no, you know, this guy's the star of the show. You know, most of these people don't even know who I am. And he's like, oh, they all know who you are. Well, you know, I hadn't really watched Game Changer Wrestling, and I didn't really understand at that point what it's about. So I go out there and I welcome the crowd and good afternoon, Tampa Bay. Welcome to GCW. My name is David Penzer. Who wants to see some wrestling? Man, one kid clapped, and one person clapped, and it was my kid. The kid who didn't clap, I later punished. But so I'm so glad I decided I got to put him over, because after I bombed on a massive scale, because nobody knew who the hell I was, nobody wanted to hear me, nobody wanted to see me. They didn't. That's the type of wrestling fan base they have. So at least I could. They were that much happier to see Emil. So ask him about it. Yeah, could you imagine if he'd have gone out and then they'd introduced me? It would have been worse. Both of my kids wouldn't have clapped. I can't explain to you how awkward it is. All my entire career for 30 years, I go out, whether it's 100 people or 10,000 people or 20,000 people or 500 people, and I say, good evening, Tampa Bay. Welcome to, you know, whatever. Who wants to see some wrestling tonight? And everybody cheers because they're there to see wrestling. And these guys, they don't cheer when you ask them that question. And so I went back and I said, thanks for nothing, man. And he said, well, I marked out. Brett did. He said, well, I marked out. I said, well, I'm glad somebody did, because that was like the worst reaction I ever got in my entire career. So thank God I went back to Impact and was able to have a second chance. Could you imagine if that was the end?
I can't imagine. Well, we mark out every time you join us, Mr. Penzer. This is always a pleasure.
Oh, I love it. I'm happy to do it anytime. You know me, I like to tell stories, especially about myself and the people I work with and the people I become friends with, and so the experiences I've had. So yeah, it's fun. I tend to ramble, but I guess that's what a ring announcer does.
Except when announcing Cope.
That's a tough one. And, you know, it was just a thought I had. And again, like I said, Capetta kind of smartened me up to it. I knew it was awkward, but when he pointed it out, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. It's like I didn't realize it was these one syllable names that is why it sounds so awkward. You know, I just knew it sounded awkward and didn't put two and two together. But yeah. So I just thought, you know, hey, when that all went down, I thought I'd smarten everybody up and give a little knowledge. And I think I put a little plug to davidpenzerbook.com and, you know, maybe sold the book or two.
Well, we hope you sell a bunch of books tonight. I know I'll be ordering one once I get through the queue of books I got for Christmas. But I'll be going over to davidpenzerbook.com and grabbing volume 2 because I already have volume 1.
I appreciate that. We're working on, I didn't realize what a big deal to some people audiobooks are. So we're working on the audiobooks. If you can see in my office here, there's a whole studio. Guy set a whole studio up. And so I've been working on that. And so for those people who prefer audiobooks, then I'll be telling you my story here sometime soon.
Oh, well, we look forward to it. At David Penzer on Twitter, davidpenzerbook.com. Be sure to give him a follow. Be sure to grab both volumes if you haven't already. Again, just the stuff in the back of the book. The stories are fantastic, but all the like run sheets and the scripts, like super duper fascinating stuff for volume 1. I can't wait to check out volume 2. David, this has been an absolute pleasure tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Anytime
you want to come back on and we can like dissect a bad Brian Myers match or something, we'd love to do it.
No such thing.
Well, I'm trying to come up with something cute that has the system in it, but I'm not. It's eluding me. So I'll just I'll drop that. I thought if I could come up with something cute, but yeah. But yeah, I still to this day don't know why Wikipedia was such a big deal. But
They're just a bunch of humps, Dave. Don't listen to them.
Bunch of marks, you fucking Mark toy figure guys.
Yeah, playing with toys as adults. What the fuck's wrong with them?
they're making a lot of money doing that. I need to get them to do one of me. I had tried to get them to do it. They're like, nobody's gonna buy a figure. You. I'm like, he's like, if you pay the money down, we'll do it and give you all the profit. I'm like, how much does it cost? And we actually had that conversation. I had a couple drinks in me. We all did. We had a couple drinks in us, but I said, so I know that like most people don't want it, but like say that there's like 100. How much does it cost to make 100? And like say like 50 of them are family and close friends. And he told me, and I said, so you want to take a risk? And they go, no. A lot of that was ribbing me, but some of that was a shoot, I'm sure. And I said, so how could I get it done? And they said, you could put up the money. And it was a lot of money to produce only 100. That was the problem. So, if you produce 1,000, it's a lot cheaper. Well, it's more money, obviously, but it's a lot cheaper per item. Right. So,
yeah, for sure.
Years ago, I had somebody. Hold on. Oh, I'm on camera here. I'll take a picture and put it on. Some time ago, I paid like some guy $20 who did custom figures, and it's a cool little thing. It has the WCW logo and the Nitro logo, and me in a tux. But the only problem is it looks like Joe. I look like Joey Maggs, jumping Joey Maggs.
The last thing I thought we'd get in a David Penzer interview was a jumping Joey Maggs reference. Hell yeah.
I look exactly. I mean, if Joey Maggs had an action figure, it would be me, except it wouldn't have a tuxedo on. But it's still cool. I have it up in my office, and people see it, and they think it's, oh, you got an action figure? Well, no, I'm a Mark. I paid $20 to have somebody make it for me.
Well, awesome, David. We're Marks for you, and we appreciate you taking time out.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And look, we're all Marks. We wouldn't be doing this if we weren't.
100%.
So yeah, we're all Marks, and we all love the business. And luckily, we're in a time right now where we're all able to do this and talk openly about what we like and what we don't like, and that WWE could put on a video before the first Netflix show where they acknowledge that this is telling stories and the history of it, and you could actually use the word heel and babyface without like the world ending. So it wasn't that way when I first got into business. So it's come a long way. People like you and even me, until I finally got my foot in the door and earned my spot, and even after that, for some people, were looked down upon. They're just a bunch of fucking Marks. Fuck them. Even though they pay they buy the tickets and they buy the videos and they might buy a T-shirt of yours. That's the way that they were looked at. It was just a different world. And I'm glad, I don't love everything about 2025 as far as how the world has evolved, but I really like that everybody's part of everybody's part of it. I love these almost more than the pay-per-views. I love these post press conferences where the people could ask Paul Levesque question about the future and all that, and I find it very interesting. If you'd have told when, and I love Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes, I grew up watching Dusty Rhodes. I'm not saying this negatively about Dusty Rhodes, but anybody in the industry, Dusty Rhodes, Eddie Graham, Ole Anderson, Vince McMahon Sr., even Vince McMahon Jr., Fritz Von Erich. If you'd ask any of those guys, hey, we got a big show come on now. Afterwards, will you let a bunch of reporters in and that are wrestling reporters and ask questions? They would have been like, you're fired. I mean, it's just the concept that at that point, you just didn't do it. Didn't happen. You didn't think about it. It didn't make any sense even. So we live in a different world, and it's good that, a bunch of marks like us can sit around shooting shit. Sorry, I probably went long. I apologize. DavidPenzerBook.com.
David, you're the best. Anytime you want to come on and hang out and shoot the shit with us, you have an open invitation.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about the book. We can talk about Raw and Dynamite or something. I don't care.
Hell yeah,
definitely
David,
Dynamite.
Anytime you want to come back on,
we'll make it work. I'll stay in touch, guys.
Thank you, David. Enjoy the rest of your night.
I said hello and tell him thank God that I introduced him because it took the heat off of me. Jesus.
We will make sure to mention it.
Seriously, that was the flattest crowd response out of probably 2,000, 3,000 shows I've done in my life, if not 5,000. It was like sometimes silence isn't bad, but like sometimes it's like bad heat. It was like bad heat. People are like, "Who the fuck are you and why are you in the ring?" No, I'm not kidding. Ask him about it.
I know. I don't mean to laugh. It's so fucking terrible.
It's a good thing I don't get my feelings hurt. And I entertain Brett. So anyway, all right, guys, take care.
David, have a great night. David Penzer on Twitter, DavidPenzerBook.com. Grab those books. They make treat yourself. It's the holidays are over. You probably gave gifts to everybody. You just want to read a nice wrestling book while it's chilly out here in the Northeast. Cuddle up on the couch and read a little David Penzer book.
That's right.
Sitting Ringside Volume 1 and 2.
If you got an Amazon gift certificate for
Did you?
That was him, bro. That was all him.
That was fucking awesome.
That was all David Penzer. I had nothing to do with that.
Say, what fucking listeners of ours cuddle up on the couch with a book? All of our fucking monster listeners read that shit on the toilet.
Just in time for Valentine's Day, Tony.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Well, look, speaking of Valentine's Day, I mean, we'll put that out there now. I mean, our guy, no, you know what? Not even first, before we talk anything else, can we fucking talk about who's going to be on this podcast next week?
Brundo.
Go for it.
Do you want to do it, Tony? I mean,
Tony's fucking Tony. Guy. This is all in your wheelhouse. I know nothing about this.
No, it's Brundo. No, it's all yours, brother. I want to start giving you credit where credit's due. What do we have next week? Next week,
I'm gonna probably even say it wrong. The Mighty Maccabee.
Maccabee. Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
The celebrity that we should all know and love, star of Maccabee Mania and Maccabee Mania 2. Because if you didn't know, Maccabee Mania 3 is coming to Livingston High School in the month of March, and we will be there. And we will be interviewing the mighty one himself.
Dude, what the I know the legend, right? And I know like he produced all these DVDs and then they were all like at all these supermarkets for like $1, and that's why like everybody fucking owned them. I've never seen a single one, and I'll tell you what, I'll tell this guy next week. You couldn't pay me to sit through a fucking 21-minute Mighty Maccabee with Ken Patera in his corner against the Iron Sheik, who had Ali Ben Schooner and Iron Mike Sharp in his corner. 21 minutes? Are you fucking out of your balls?
Oh, they gotta watch wrestled it, for 5. It's just Sheik yelling at the crowd, probably.
I'm expecting Iron Sheik to be in the corner of somebody. He's actually wrestling a 21-minute match. You get Iron Mike. What a corner crew that is.
You know, it's a shame it's not my week to give homework. I would fucking make you watch that match for next week. You should anyway.
No. We're not. Don't even fucking think about it.
All right, if you really want to get a flavor for Maccabee Mania, search up Brian Zane, Wrestling with Regret with a W on YouTube. He covered both Maccabee Mania and Maccabee Mania 2 in his videos. it's a great synopsis as to how the shows were and what they consisted of and where they took place, because the first Maccabee Mania took place on his fucking front lawn, which is amazing in and of itself. So you got that to look forward to. I highly recommend checking at least some of them out before next
What are we
week.
doing?
Oh, he's like a fucking legend, dude.
He really is.
And
not
even fucking Crowbar. He's like 67 years old, the mighty Maccabee.
I had to look. I'm like, am I contacting the right guy?
Now, when you Brundo, I read this was in the fucking Observer that the mighty Maccabee is going to do this show in March in Livingston, which is the town next to West Orange, essentially, and it's 20 minutes from where we all live. Well, maybe not Tony and Brundo, but it's remotely close.
Very close to me.
Yeah, it's about 20 from me, maybe a half from Brundo, maybe 35.
Yeah.
So when you said you talked to him, because you got his phone number and his email, did you have to call this guy yesterday?
No. I just sent him a text.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was so easy. It was just like, hey, I got these dates. You want to do it?
What is
oh,
it?
look, when I get
what
home.
Day,
okay,
what day
let's
is this
do this.
Livingston show?
It's Sunday, March 2nd, 11:30 a.m. doors, 1 o'clock bell time. The fucking card is loaded.
It's fucking stacked,
It's
bro.
so great.
Get out of here. Wait, hold on.
It's Crowbar against the mighty Maccabee.
Wait, Kevin. 2 words. Luigi Primo.
Get the fuck out of here in Livingston.
Yeah, the now against Danny Moff and Sean Donovan.
The Moff.
King
Slaughter.
King Kaluna against Doink the Clown. The Patriot is going to be there. Colt Cabana.
No way. Colt Cabana.
Snitsky against Vargas. Come on.
In my backyard.
Yes.
All right.
Well, Colt Cabana's got to be there. He's got to support a fellow Jew.
Stop
you know?
it.
I mean,
No,
what?
it's for the what
It's
is
a fundraiser for what is it? The Jewish Olympics, where
Something like that, yeah.
like 60, 70 countries from around the world gather together, and it's all like
Okay, I
the
did
great
not know
Jewish
that.
athletes.
That's
And Mighty Maccabee is also like a world champion fencer. Not stealing and selling shit. I'm talking about like the fencing with the swords in the Olympics and shit.
Oh, he's gonna have Ken Patera with him. I might be able to.
This is going in my calendar.
I might be able to have some words with Ken Patera about how he
Joe
blew me off
Clean
on
and
Tony's fucking birthday.
Hey,
Joe Clean and the former guest, Alex Ryman.
maybe Pizza Vita truck out in front of the Maccabee Mania.
You know what the problem with that is? It's gotta
What?
be
It's not kosher.
no. It's gotta be,
Luigi Primo would want to work.
it's gotta be
Yes. Get Luigi Primo to toss some fucking pies, dude. That would be money.
He's double booked.
If he ever drops one, Matt's throwing him another one from the pizza truck.
So you're gonna have the Patriot and Sal Sincere wrestle twice, and you're gonna have Luigi Primo wrestle and work at Matt's Pizza Truck.
Oh my god! When they announce him, he's like, "I gotta go." He puts the "Be Right Back" sign up on the fucking table.
That's unbelievable. So Mighty Maccabee next week. Dr. Redacted in 2 weeks.
Fuck yeah!
And then just before Valentine's Day, there's only one way for the Shining Wizards to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Sonny!
No, Sexy Eddie.
Oh,
Oh, Voldemort?
No.
Tony, you're gonna love Sexy Eddie, I promise.
Wait, Sexy Eddie? This is like a rebooking of the Sexy one, isn't
It
it?
is, yes. It is a good memory, Tony. For someone who hates guests, that's pretty good recall.
I remember certain things. My God, I want Luigi Primo to work at the Pizza Vita truck so bad now.
definitely gonna happen.
Vince's favorite wrestler, by the way.
Not Vince McMahon.
No, not Vince McMahon. Ha
Ah,
He doesn't
Bro,
even
Can
have
you
to
wrap my
work.
prick in some dough? Ha
He
ha!
could just spin the pizzas in front of the truck.
Fucking helicopter with his
Yeah, like one of those guys like with the signs that just goes like this. like a Best Buy guy just like flipping the sides. He's just like flipping pizza with like the Pizza Vita apron on.
hey. Let me ask you, you mentioned, we kind of alluded to Vince, right? Do you guys see this bullshit where he's putting together like a roster and he's got like
Oh yeah, there was talk about this for like months now.
Conrad Thompson brought it up on one of the podcasts.
Yeah,
he's actually going into roster mode. Like he's that deep in.
Let's see
Who's
if I
he
can find the
but who's he gonna hire? Like, is he gonna go like to like fucking another Joe Weider competition and hire some bodybuilders? Like, what's he gonna do?
Brock.
All right, you know what? If he's got Brock Lesnar on board, that fucking helps things a lot.
All right. So
Austin, maybe?
according to Conrad Thompson, said he's bought a studio. He's building a roster. We'll see.
Building by roster, he means just like wrestling roster, not like staff and employees, right? Like it's wrestling.
This is just what Conrad Thompson. This is his quote. I don't know anymore.
Copy.
He should just call Tony Khan and fucking become like the head booker of AEW. That's what he should do. That's what he should do.
What are you out of your balls?
No, he's got a built-in fucking roster, a built-in structure. You don't think you could turn that shit around?
AEW's actually been good lately.
Ah, here we go. Who's out of their balls now, KJG?
You're telling me Vince McMahon's a better booker than Tony Khan? Right? First
Yes!
of all, it's a coin flip right now.
No, even crazy Vince McMahon is better than Tony Khan.
No,
He
come on,
hated WWE
Tony.
under Vince McMahon. Hated it. Hated it.
You guys just don't know.
No, I think Tony. I think you're now. Look for your, you toe the line. You hate AEW, but to think Vince McMahon would do a better job, today than Tony.
Yeah.
Khan, you're out of your balls.
This
Thank
is
you,
like
Matt.
when
All right.
WCW. This is like WCW bringing back Bill Watts in '92.
Skeleton Boy wants to climb a mountain instead of fucking wrestle for the world championship. What
That
are
has
we
nothing to do
talking
with
about?
booking.
Good. You should have picked him in the
Malachi
death pool.
Black's working independence, dude. People are fucking leaving that
Malachi
shit.
Black is not part of AEW anymore.
Good. Maybe the rest of them will follow suit. I just don't want another fucking Wyatt family at the fucking WWE. Sorry.
Such a hater.
Not a hater. I'm looking to help. I'm a helper.
No,
I'm a helper.
Marking out.
Yes, I am. Suck my balls. Yes, I am.
Suck your balls.
Yeah, because I'm a fucking helper.
You know.
Help me help you.
God damn it. Mark now says it's an entertainment company, not wrestling.
What's it going to be like, show tunes and shit?
I think
Probably
we're all naive to think that he's never going to try to get back into it.
My God.
If this gets off the ground, if whatever he's doing gets off the ground.
No, but if Mark and Out's right, maybe he wants to go into like movie production or like
No,
TV shit.
I think that's the basis of it. But come on, man. Vince McMahon's a stubborn son of a bitch.
What's Vince McMahon's fucking next movie then? If he's fucking
The Marine 6.
starring Brock Lesnar.
No, it's
Hear No Evil, starring
Touch
Kane.
no evil.
he's not getting it. He's gonna get into the porn industry. Let's be real here.
Come on now.
Does
Now
he
who's
still have that stash?
Yeah.
He's leaning into that all that shit that's leaked. He's gonna put out a ton of shit videos. He's gonna be huge in Germany. Huge.
XPW's gone. Rob Black's for.
Oh yeah, there you go, Tony.
There you go. Rob Black and Vince McMahon.
Yeah, every porn will be fucking Cat Martini under a glass table.
Goddamn, pal.
Rob Black's gonna have to change his last name to Pritchard.
Wow, that was low key really good, bro.
Do you guys? All right, so we did the show last week. We had Raw debuting on Netflix. Overall, what did you guys think of the Netflix Raw debut?
I heard a lot of people complaining that it was long. I thought everything was fine. I thought it was paced well. I am a little concerned that all the fucking faces went over. I don't know if you had to do that necessarily, but you know.
I think last week was an enigma, and it'll be the only time we'll see a Raw like that for a while. Like,
And I
that
think
was-
they pulled like 7.5 million views or 8 million views, something like that too.
probably overall, I believe the original number was like 4.9, and then but probably all like the on demand and the international audience probably bumped that up significantly. But I thought I saw 4.9 domestically.
And it's cool because no matter where you are in the world, if they have Netflix, you can fucking watch it, which is amazing.
And it's insane too. Like if you're like on your lunch break at work somewhere, it'll be, and if that's your time zone, it'll be on. Like it's live. They're not like,
Pal.
it's not delayed for the, so like if they're in England, like say like next summer, right? And it's Monday Night Raw, like whatever time it is there, it's gonna be on our air on Netflix, which is bonkers to me.
Yeah.
I think there was one thing sorely missing from it, and it was Gunther. I
Who?
feel like if he's the Raw champion on the Raw show, he should have had a match or like a.
He
you
had
know,
a hype
maybe
promo.
a segment or something like that. Like something a little more extended.
But I mean, you got Cena talking about, like this is his final year, kind of like letting the crowd plant the seeds that maybe he's got one more shot at the title. Yeah, I mean, The Rock, it was kind of weird that all of a sudden, like he was the final boss, and now like, hey, all my friends at Netflix, and shaking fucking Roman Reigns' hand and stuff, So like there were a couple wacky things. I think the Hulk Hogan getting booed is like fucking blown way out of proportion, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I think you're in front of a Los Angeles crowd who's clearly on the other side of the aisle. And, knowing Hogan, I think it's more Hogan, like who he backed as opposed to what he did.
No, it's what he did. It's not who he
It's
backed.
not.
I
That
think
was
it's what he
20
did.
fucking years ago.
Wait.
Dude.
I got to return to this.
He's been on Raw since then, and he's been cheered. Like,
No, he hasn't.
yes, he
Why
has.
Why didn't they boo the Undertaker then?
Because the Undertaker was not at the Republican National Convention, fucking flexing.
No, but he had him
posing
on
and
his
shit.
show.
Yeah, but who watches that shit?
Enough people apparently.
Seriously.
But
Nah, Tony.
Seriously, Hogan flexing at the RNC was in everybody's face. That was the difference.
No, Tony. It's what he did, dude.
No, it's not, dude. He's been on Raw since then.
I don't.
It could be a combination, Matt.
yeah.
But I don't think a lot of I don't think the people that go to WWE shows are like, they're not as fucking tuned into all that shit. And
Wait, what? All that shit? What do you mean all that
like
shit?
what we know because we live, breathe, and eat, sleep wrestling, all of the terrible things the Hulkster has said in the last 40 years, right? But the people that go to Raw, like, it's to Tony's point, like, it's what have you done lately? The lasting image of Hulk Hogan is him fucking on stage doing Trumpomania, brother.
I think you're selling the paying audience short, Matt. I think that.
Nah, dude, this is
I think
LA,
they are
bro.
us. I think they are us now. You're not paying those insane ticket prices if you're not dialed in.
LA hates Trump, dude. California, they despise Trump there.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
I guess I did, but but I think it's a combination of a lot of different things because like Brundo's point, and then what everyone's been saying on the internet is that they cheered Taker. Triple H is clearly a Trump guy. They cheered him. It's just Hogan, what he did, and we can't totally eliminate the fact that he's just lame. Like it could just be that he's lame.
Boo!
I don't know, Tony. 2025 Hulkster is not as cool as the fucking Undertaker.
You weren't there in Tampa, bro. You didn't see the crowd that was at the fucking beach
I can
shop.
only imagine what
The crowd at the hangout, bro.
Hold on.
they're all-
Market literally just said he was booed at WrestleMania in Florida when he hosted. That's a Republican state. That's a red state, bro.
They should change the name of his beer to Boo Energy.
his beer probably tastes like fucking shit.
No, our good friend Al said it was pretty good.
Who's Al?
You know Al, right?
Perhaps it is a little bit of column A and column B. I don't know.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
cares? The whole point about Raw is
You know what? I think at the end of the day, I think KJG's right. I think the Hulkster's lame, bro.
What did you think of Travis Scott smoking the herbs on TV on fucking?
I don't even know who fucking Travis Scott is, dude.
Well, he's the guy that came out with fucking.
Yeah, I thought he was a fucking fan walking behind.
That's what everybody thought. That was the
I don't know
consensus. Like, who the
Travis Scott is?
I didn't notice it when it happened.
Oh yeah, he took a big old puff and and then we got the fucking Yeet Master and
Let me ask you guys this.
Okay.
All right, so we got a new women's champion, Rhea Ripley. She beat Liv. Jay beat Drew. Punk beat Rollins. Roman beat Solo. Is the bloodline over here? Like, how many times is Solo going to lose where we just know that he's a perpetual loser here?
well, who's the big guy that they got in the wings?
Hikuleo?
Yes.
Oh, come on. What is with the why does everyone keep going back to fucking
I just answered his question.
Because maybe the bloodline disappears for a bit because they've got no. I mean,
Solo's going to be on SmackDown next week.
all right, well then fuck it. He's not disappearing. Maybe Hikuleo's gonna join him. I don't know.
Hikuleo's not good.
But I mean, look at how Solo lost, though, right? I mean, it was a series of unfortunate events.
He seems like, we're supposed to treat him as the new.
I get it.
bloodline
I get what
leader,
you're saying.
and he's catching
100%.
L's.
Yeah.
He's fucking like Wade Barrett or somebody from years ago, where he
How does
just
Jacob
never
Fatu
gets
get
the.
locked out of the fucking building?
How does he
What'd you say?
what?
How does Jacob Fatu get locked out of the building by LA?
Because
Knight?
fucking LA Knight pulled a fast one on him. I mean, he's a savage. He doesn't know any better.
Didn't have
He
a
loves
key.
Solo.
I love you, Soul. It's so fucking good when he does that shit.
Dude, and
man.
the fact that the crowd is now saying it with him is beyond like amazing. Like it's not his like catchphrase. God, which is so weird because they hate the guy that he's saying it about, but yet they still say it with him.
Are we now? And then another thing to take out of the Netflix deal, people were like up in arms about the Penta thing.
Did you see today?
Yeah, that they put all his merch on on www.shop.com this morning. I mean, look, it's not like it's a fucking secret. Everybody knows he's coming in.
That was weird though. Today, like last week, I didn't care about. Like this week was a little bizarre. Like today was bizarre.
But I mean, they got to make their money, right?
Yeah, but not before the guy shows up.
Why not? Get them orders rolling, baby.
You don't
I
think the
mean-
second he shows up, they just all you got to do is click a button, boop, and there it's on sale.
Look, that's all fanatics, bro. They're the ones that run the merch now. That's their call. Speaking of making ducats, what'd you think of all the advertisements in the middle of the ring?
Ooh, I actually want to hear your take on this, Tony.
Fortnite, fucking sitting right there.
Oh, I forgot.
Center
No,
of the
never
ring.
mind. I take it back. Brundo.
Commercials for Fortnite OG. Fucking bowdy bowdy.
Wow,
Real American beer in the corner. Fuck yeah. Dude.
partnership, my man.
It is weird. Somebody brought up, they're like, it might have been Cornette. He's like, of all the things Hulk Hogan for, like, he's not the beer guy in WWE. Like fucking, like Steve Austin should have had his beer on there. And then somebody made the point, well, yeah, Steve wants to make money. He's not shelling out millions of dollars to put his logo in the fucking ring.
Didn't WWE invest in Hogan's thing?
Yeah,
Yes.
they did. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right. Austin's going to go work for Vince.
Dude.
God
If
damn.
you want me to shit on a table, give me a hell yeah.
What? Oh my! It'll just be. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. If Vince partners up with Stone Cold and they just make a movie about Pacho and Mancho, I'm in. I'll
Oh my
watch Steve
God,
Austin and fucking
A
Cats all
cop,
day.
a fucking cop buddy movie or a stoner movie with Vince and Austin as like best friends.
Oh, I just want to see Stone Cold and his cats.
Oh, fuck the cats. Is that what you meant by
don't you dare
Pacho and
fuck
Macho?
Pancho and Macho.
Is that what you meant? I thought you thought we're talking like fucking Cheech and
No,
Chong, like
that's
just making up
cats, man.
names.
It's damn handsome cats.
Damn handsome
You
cats.
don't watch
Brundo,
him on
write that
Instagram?
down.
He's always hanging out with his cats.
Give a shit. No, that's not the
Yes.
Austin I want to know.
That's the Austin I want to know. Pawpaw.
No.
Pawpaw.
Shut up, you
So he
fucking.
calls himself.
Great. Don't you get enough people in trouble talking about cats?
No. Wow. Hoofa.
Maron!
I had nothing to do with that, by the way. Right. Jeez Louise. Hoofa.
He knows we love him.
That was a high one at the head right there, Tony.
Dude, yeah.
Jesus
That
Christ.
was chin music right there. Not Shawn
That,
Michaels'
that's fucking low key chin music if there is such a thing.
kind. Look,
That's
I'll tell you
fucking
what,
way inside baseball.
Holy moly. Before we take our break, just really quickly, because we haven't covered NXT in weeks, but man, NXT New Year's Evil,
that
we saw
was-
a couple changing of the guards. Great fucking show. Julia's your women's champion. Oba Femi, the world champion. Hats off to old Cyclops and company over there.
Yeah, that show was wild, man.
I thought it was great. It was great to see Eddie Thorpe in a main event.
Finally, we've got another Italian champion we can be proud of.
Julia.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Is that where you were going?
Mama fucking Mia.
She's half Italian, half Japanese.
That's okay. That's what the better parts.
Okay,
of the
I didn't know if you were
important
making a joke. I didn't know if you were making a joke or not.
I wasn't
Why
sure
am I
if he was
making
talking
a
about
joke?
Oba Femi or not. I was like, what?
I thought it
Wow,
was
you
Lexus
know what?
King.
I'm gonna stop there.
Lexus King. Bro, what the fuck was I was watching fucking GCW the other night.
Mhm.
There was a dude.
Easy. We got a guest coming up.
No, there was a dude in the front row. He looked just like fucking Brian Pillman Jr. I'm going, what this fucking guy's doing in the front row is really bugging me out. I know all about the JC. Tony, I'm dialed in to GCW.
Hey, we got another new champion we didn't mention.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck yeah. Too bad Handsome Kevin's not here to celebrate.
I was meaning to watch it.
I didn't see the match, but it is a smart move.
I heard I was talking to Scott George on Discord earlier, and by all accounts, even Saturday night when it was going on, I heard it was a good match, a good show. Mats Kruger won some like crazy fucking tables, ladders, chairs, death match. He speared Mr. Thomas, or someone speared Mr. Thomas off the top of a ladder through a table. I heard it was good stuff.
And no more Janai Kai. She lost too. Holy shit. It's a fucking changing of the guard over in MLW, huh?
Seriously.
Jesus Louise.
And then I know they announced for the next MLW show, it's Riddle versus Kane versus Kojima, 3-way dance for the title.
I might have to start watching MLW again.
It was fucking free on YouTube, man. It was just
I know.
late Saturday night, and I had to be up early Sunday for work because I wanted to watch the New Japan show too.
Hey, you're talking MLW. You're talking a lot about like 5-6 hour tapings, and it reminded me of our good friend Phil Rea. He had a fucking great time in Japan from the looks of it, huh?
Yeah, he did. He had a great time.
Yeah, he'll eventually put up an episode talking about all of his adventures. Make sure you check it out.
He already did, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
he did? No
Yeah.
shit. All right. Turnbuckle Throwback, Shining Wizards Network. Go check that shit out.
That's right.
Ding, ding.
And what else we got? Nothing else? Because in the meantime, I want to throw it to the man sitting right above me with the old 1, 2, 3.
Back after this.
We would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in every week to listen to the Shining Wizards. Here are some other ways in which you can support the show. If you shop on Amazon, visit amazon.shiningwizards.com and shop the way you always do. You'll pay the same low prices, and a portion of your purchase will help support the show. If you'd like to buy a Shining Wizards t-shirt, visit merch.shiningwizards.com to visit our pro wrestling tee store, and select from over a dozen great designs. You can also become a Patreon supporter at patreon.shiningwizards.com, where we offer bonus content, producer credits, special legend shows where you participate in the show, and so much more. Continue to listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts and watch the show live on social media. Don't forget to like, rate, review, and subscribe. Your continued support helps us to keep bringing you the best in professional wrestling podcasting.
It's time for your weekly lineup of shows on the Shining Wizards Network. On Mondays, it's the latest from Gorilla Brain, featuring the Year of Duke and Rogue, covering a year's worth of classic wrestling, and the Tots Pod, introducing the world to wrestling action figure collecting. Also on Mondays, it's 30 Screams or Less, a weekly review of horror movies in 30 minutes or less. On Tuesdays, it's the Shining Wizards, covering everything in the world of pro wrestling. On Wednesdays, it's the Mark Order Podcast, keeping you up to date on everything AEW. On Fridays, it's Horns Up, as Radioactive Metal brings you everything in the world of heavy metal music. On Saturdays, it's the ROH Revelry, covering everything in the history of Ring of Honor. And on Sundays, it's the Inconclusive Breakdown, featuring weekly top 10 drafts and keeping you up to date on everything happening in the world. The Shining Wizards Network is also the home to other great shows, like the Brocast, your watch-along podcast from Down Under, featuring some of the greatest matches and movies in history. Turnbuckle Throwbacks, paying homage to the greatest shows in the history of pro wrestling. Wrestling Night in Canada, a focus on wrestling with a north-of-the-border spin. And Going Underground, a show that takes you back through the history of Lucha Underground. Enjoy all of the amazing shows on the Shining Wizards Network, available wherever you listen to podcasts and at shiningwizardsnetwork.com. It's the Shining Wizards Network, entertainment here.
For centuries, women have tried to enhance the size of their breasts because women know that itty-bitty titties just don't stack up. After all this time, 21st century technology has provided the ladies with a modern miracle of science. Introducing Curvecrafter 5000 for the ultimate in cleavage construction. A technological breakthrough with 2 simple suction cups. Ladies, you can suck your way to the size of your dreams. And if you act now, you get the sweater stretcher absolutely free to guarantee firmness and a full bosom that people with any pronouns will enjoy. For the Curvecrafter 5000 and the free sweater stretcher, call now at 551-333-1030 for only $29.99 plus $5 shipping and handling, or send check or money order to the address on your screen.
So we got Emil Jay joining us shortly, the voice of GCW. And GCW continues to just make crazy fucking announcements today. They've announced Baron Corbin will be fighting fucking Josh Barnett this weekend at the Hammerstein. And then 10 minutes ago, they announced that fucking Gabe Kidd will be at the Jersey J Cup in February on the 15th and 16th in Jersey City. That is cause for me to possibly go to that show.
Oh, I'm fucking there. I was going to buy tickets anyway. I'm going to be around that weekend. And yeah, I've seen Gabe Kidd once live, and he's an experience. So
that's my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God
so that's quite the fucking announcement. GCW is just on fucking fire. And I know, Brundo, you're going to, you'll be in the house for GCW against the people this weekend.
Myself and SJ. SJ's coming down from Canada, so we'll be in the house for it. Very excited.
We're in the house.
In the house.
Where are you sitting, Brundo?
We're on the first rung of seats on the whatever they fucking call it,
the 100?
Balcony.
Yeah.
So right up there.
Yeah, tickets are fucking moving. What did the WrestleTix just say recently? I think there's like 90 tickets left for the Hammerstein show. Yeah, 1410 sold, 90 tickets remaining.
Wow, they've really moved lately. Then.
Yeah, look, man, they keep fucking making these crazy fucking announcements. The shows this weekend were awesome. Yeah, so we'll have that to talk about with Emil Jay when he joins us. Before we do our homework tonight, I do have a couple things about AEW I'd like to talk about. If you guys are cool with that. And then, of course, we're talking Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome from ECW One Night Stand. And then KJG is going to drop some homework on us.
Oh, you better believe it.
You better believe it.
What do you mean?
I damn better believe.
Think about it.
God damn it. Hey, you guys did that thing with the apron bump, right?
Hell yeah.
How was that?
The fucking blast. Once I got my microphone situated, it was great.
What did you do to your microphone?
I tried something new and it didn't work very well.
Now I did hear a rumor, Brundo, that you may have confessed some carnal desires.
I think I'd have to fuck Hardcore Holly.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Yeah, we definitely did that.
What?
I mean, to be fair, my other choice was Chris Benoit, who, probably likes choking,
and
Chavo.
So your fuck, marry, kill would be Hardcore Holly, Chavo Guerrero, and Chris Benoit.
That's what was provided to us.
Yeah. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Teaser.
Tune into the episode.
Teaser. Yeah. Any idea when that episode's dropping?
Wednesday.
Yep.
So much excitement. The Apron Bump podcast, the Shining Wizards Wrestling podcast, like the Mega Powers.
Oh yeah.
Isolate that, please. What timestamp? Anyone in the chat?
That was like 111 on the dot.
You have 111 on yours? I have 113.
Yeah, I have 113 here too.
Yeah.
I've marked it.
How did you do that?
Sometimes my own genius fucking baffles me, dude.
Dude, that's not your genius. That's like your body. Like that's physiological. There you go.
You okay there, Tony?
Yeah, I'm good. Everything's good. It's all good. Why would you ask?
because you like
burp talk.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's the apron bump this Wednesday, brother.
That's right. Good time, man.
Definitely.
Hey, are we excited? Here's a question, and then maybe it's too soon to ask this question because Emil Jay will be joining us shortly. Is this shaping up to possibly be the greatest Royal Rumble ever? I mean, we have Roman, we've got Cena. You can essentially assume Punk's going to be there. Seth Rollins.
No, 92.
92, always.
2000, 2001, I believe.
That was the worst Rumble ever.
Was it?
2002 you're thinking of. You talking about Triple H's return?
No. Austin, Rock.
Oh my God, that oh, don't get me started, Brundo. The entire first half of that match was freaking Job City, USA.
We talk about the one that Vince
Raven,
won.
Al Snow, Steve Blackman. Come on, man.
I'd have to give it another shot. I just remember the ending, like Austin Rock Kane, and really enjoying that ending.
Dude, Kane was the last dude in. Are you out of your balls?
I mean, look, 92, the first 10 are nothing to Jerry Sags, Haku, Barbarian, Tornado.
Any one of those guys could have been WWE champion.
Tony, a Matador.
Greg Valentine, Nikolai Volkov.
Nikolai Volkov would have made a great world champion.
In 1992?
Yes.
No, Matt, obviously I'm joking.
You're out of your
to your point, this does actually have potential to be the most star-studded Rumble probably since what was it?
1987. Wait,
there was no Rumble in
1988.
1987. Jamoke. There was one in I want to say the mid 2000s that had everybody in it.
The greatest Royal Rumble ever.
Yeah, Akibono. No, not Akibono. The fake Yokozuna. The NWO Yokozuna.
Is there a world where you guys see John Cena winning the 2025 Royal Rumble?
100%.
No, I can't.
No, I'm not saying he's going to, but I could see it happening.
Is the chamber a possibility for him?
Well, he is on the poster, and he said it on Raw. If he doesn't win the Rumble, he's got the chamber too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's where I think we go. I think Punk wins the Rumble, Cena chamber style USA.
Chamber style USA.
That's right. I don't know why I'm throwing USA and style at the end of every single thing I say. Job City USA, chamber style USA.
Is Cody Rhodes John Cena bigger than Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, what else? What else do you give to Roman Reigns then if it's going to be Cody and Cena?
Punk,
yeah.
Our guest is here. Let's bring in our friend Emil Jay. Mr. Emil Jay, how are you, sir?
Oh, I am good. How are you guys?
Good. David Penzer earlier butchered your name.
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't be the first time. Respect to the legend, though, Dave Penzer. I like him. How did it go? How was the interview? Was it good?
It was awesome. He told a great story about when he was down at the Collective, and he said, "Is everybody ready for some wrestling?" And nobody cheered except for his son.
Yes, I do recall that. I thought we were in for a long night at that point, but luckily things turned around. So
I mean,
it was okay.
He said he was glad he could set you up and get you some big cheers there.
Yeah, I remember him doing that. It was good, and it was awesome. Dude, that guy used to introduce Billy Kidman and Mikey Whipwreck. That's awesome. I like the way he specifically would say those two names.
I was going to say what an arbitrary match to pick out.
I also like the way he would say the Federal District of Mexico for Juventud Guerrera.
Do you do a David Penzer impersonation?
I can, I want to. I don't know if I could do it justice. The one that I would want to do, he would say Billy Kidman so robustly. I don't think I'd be able to. He would hit this certain tone, and it was awesome.
Billy Kidman.
Yeah, like, and there was like a little like hesitation, like a ever so slight. It was a lot in the inflection too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you get to follow in his footsteps because this Sunday at the Hammerstein Ballroom, you're going to get to announce the likes of ECW legends who were very important to the legacy of the Hammerstein Ballroom. Little Guido, Super Crazy, Tajiri, Masato Tanaka, possibly the next GCW World Heavyweight Champion, Effie.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Oh.
We're
saying no go on the Effie here, huh?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean,
Tony doesn't know what he's talking about.
Do you think it's gonna be Effie versus Mance at all? Or
What do you mean?
Is it gonna be Mance versus Allie?
Oh, if it's Allie, it's gonna be Allie. That there's no doubt about it. Because Allie will fuck both of them up.
Yeah, but here's the problem, Tony.
What's the problem?
Because it happened Friday night at GCW. Sorry, pal. There's some weird relationship between Mance Warner and Atticus Cogar. I don't like it.
That was really weird. I didn't know what to make of that. They just started, especially they slapped each other in the face multiple times. Like, was that? Are they friends? Are they foes? Who knows? I don't know.
The frenemies. They could be frenemies.
I think I said there's like I got more questions than I have answers at this point.
I got a question for you, Emil. Did you do something wrong to Brett because he made you go out there and talk to Atticus after he put all these creepy videos out this weekend? And he was kind of fucking like for a second there, he kind of went at you.
Yeah, I kind of Columbus was a rough night for me. Between Atticus and Megan and Mance as well. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe I said something wrong in Rochester and everybody was like gonna give me something for it. No. I think just tensions are at a very high. They're like breaking the chart right now. They're chart busting levels of just animosity between a lot of people. Very tense situations all the way around, and unfortunately for me, I find myself to get in the middle of things quite often, being the guy in the middle of the ring with a microphone. Yeah, Atticus though, especially, I still don't know. He said he owns Megan Bain, and then he laid her out and stole the headpiece and paraded around with it.
Yeah, it
What's that about?
good. Doesn't look as good as him as it does on Megan.
What is that about? Like, what is he trying to prove here? What's the end game? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. That guy gives me the creeps. And plus, he's got his brother around, Otis. You gotta watch out for him. So, like, it's Atticus thing, and especially, like what he said is true. Like 6 months ago, if you would have said like he would have been in this position doing this and that, yeah, I'd say you're telling lies. Like, that's crazy. No way. But here he is back in GCW with some sort of
Let me ask you something as a ring announcer in general.
Yes.
Like when it comes to like professional wrestlers, like you can always learn something from the person you're in the ring with. You can always learn some things from people that have done this longer than you and have done this longer, like I said. But as a ring announcer, what can you learn about the wrestling business as a ring announcer?
Oh God, everything, so much. If you are perceptive and you're paying attention and you know what to look for, and you could, learn practically everything there is to know aside from the actual physical nature of doing it. You can learn about pacing, like in terms of matches. Like if you're like in ring, if you're sitting there and you're looking for the right things as a ring announcer because you're watching, you should be out there watching the entire show from start to finish. What the crowd will react for. You'll know pacing, timing, psychology, all those in-ring things, like how to structure matches. You can learn all of that just by watching and asking and paying attention. In terms of everything else, like how to you can learn how to put together a card. Perhaps pacing, the same thing almost, but instead of like a singular match, think about it like throughout the entire show, the structure of the show, the pacing of the show, the order. If you know what you're looking for and you're paying attention, you can learn it all.
You talk about putting together a card, and this Sunday at the Hammerstein Ballroom, the People versus GCW, this card is fucking loaded.
Great segue.
Thank you. Top to bottom, there's no weak cards, weak matches on this card, and GCW just keeps announcing things. Earlier today, they announced that Josh Barnett's Bloodsport opponent is going to be Tom Pestok, which I hope I pronounced his last name right, which is the artist formerly known as Baron Corbin, who I thought was going to be Matt Cardona's mystery opponent. So now we're still in the dark about who's going to be wrestling Matt Cardona. Amazing Red is on the team with Grim Reaper and Homicide. They just announced, we talked about it earlier, Gabe Kidd for the J Cup. I mean, we're fucking out of our minds here, and it's not even January 14th yet.
Yeah, 2025 really shaping up to be something to behold. And then, I was just, but before I got home, able to jump on the call here, I stopped at the store and I saw an old friend of mine, got to talking about, he's talking about, what's going on in GCW, where I'm going, where I've been. And, as I was talking about it, I realized just how excited I am for this Sunday, because there's a lot after this in New York, the Hammerstein Ballroom. The trajectory of GCW is definitely going to change. Like, there's so many things going down on this particular event, so many issues coming to a head, so many big matches, so many new eyes will be on the product, and not just new eyes, but people who might not have checked this out in a while will come back and see what we do this time in Hammerstein. And no matter what happens after the People versus GCW on Sunday, like 2025 is going to take off. I'm so excited for this Sunday to happen, and also to see what happens after Sunday.
Yeah, and it's hard to imagine GCW getting any bigger than it has been. It's really taken the entire professional wrestling world by storm over the last couple years. What do you attribute that to? Is it like 95.5% Brett and the roster? Is it equal footing? Is it just the cooperation of everyone involved? What do you put towards GCW in terms of the massive growth that it's had?
Well, for the growth itself, I really you can attribute it to a few things happening all at once there. Even going all the way back to the pandemic, GCW was one of the only independent promotions that regularly ran, and we did so following the safety protocols at the time. And we didn't, we I think we got a lot of momentum through that period. And then the collective that we had in Tampa was huge, especially the blood sport that we had down there and Joey Janela's spring break were both huge shows. A lot of people were watching. Then from there, Nick Gage being on Dark Side of the Ring, AEW in short order, Matt Cardona coming in, and then John Moxley. All of those things happening in a relatively, from, geez, that's,
Yeah.
It was almost every month something bigger was happening. That to me was like the big growth period. And then in order to keep and then once that was established and our relationship with Triller TV Plus became so good that like, hey, we need all of this from you, and we got so much busier. And the thing that's been able to keep us going on this track at this rate is the fact that we're all motivated to do the best possible job no matter what it is that we're doing. Like all the voice talent that comes through. I mean, first of all, I hope Dave Prazak is doing well. I actually hope to see him Sunday. That would be fantastic. But in the meantime, like everybody that's come through from Rob Sanderson to Nick Manawa, and everybody in between, no matter where we go, like they're all they want to do the best job that they possibly can to highlight the action. Of course, Veda Scott, who's with us on a regular basis as well. Everybody is bringing their A game from that perspective. I try my damnedest to make sure I'm putting out the most energy I possibly can to hype everybody up. Brett's doing the best that he can to put out the best possible matches and create these series of events that lead from one thing to another, as you may say. And then, of course, the referees, they all, it's way more than just, counting the 1, 2, 3. Like they're all busting their ass as well for a lot of the behind the scenes kind of stuff, making sure, the show goes off without a hitch. And of course, all the wrestlers, they know that GCW is the hottest game in town. They're all bringing their A game too. So like it's all collaborative effort from all of us to put together the best possible night of wrestling, no matter what it is we're doing, no matter where you're at in the card, because we all know that GCW is where it's at, where everybody wants to be, where everybody's watching. We'd be foolish to do anything less.
Is there an added pressure on people like yourselves who were there back in 2022? I mean, I think it's fantastic the way you guys have leaned into this GCW, the people versus GCW. Obviously, 2022 at the Hammerstein, there were mixed reviews on the event, and now you guys are getting a second chance, almost like a redemption. Is there an added pressure to Emil Jay and Effie and Alley Catch and anyone who was there for the 2022 version of this show?
I can't speak for anybody else, and I'm sure there are varying levels of this. Up and down, the people that were on the first event, the World on GCW. But for me, I know that in the past 3 years, of constantly doing this, being on the road, like as with anything, the more you do something, the more repetition you get, the better you become, the more comfortable you become, the more confident you become. And I'm looking at it from the perspective of, okay, I have three more. I have an additional 3 years of experience under my belt, of doing this on a consistent basis at a high level. So I'm not necessarily feeling pressure, more so than I'm feeling excited to be the more experienced version of me in that place, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. Now, look, you always have a great wrestling outfit going into the ring, whether it be the ECW sweatsuit from this past weekend. You're
Ooh.
notorious with the old school wrestling T-shirts. Have you picked out your Hammerstein outfit yet?
Well, Hammerstein, I am known for the like the all over prints and the matching sweatsuits and this, that, and the other. But for a big show like this, that I know a lot of people, like I said at the beginning, a lot of people watching for the first time, a lot of those situations. I got to be a company man. I'm gonna be GCW'd up.
All right.
It's probably gonna be the purple beanie. I'll probably go purple beanie. Unless it looks really great. No. It's got to be the black beanie, because I'm gonna be wearing the long sleeve orange the People vs GCW shirt, like event shirt. Because I did the first Hammerstein show, I did the Hammerstein shirt there. So gotta rep.
That's right.
Yeah,
I can do my I can quote unquote work my gimmick on different shows.
Fair enough. We're on the line with the voice of Game Changer Wrestling at the Emil Jay on X and Instagram. Big show Sunday night at the Hammerstein Ballroom. If you cannot be there, Triller TV, it's $8 a month. And GCW, is running. They ran 2 shows this past weekend. They're running again this weekend. They're running 2 shows in 2 weeks in the UK and in France. Like, there's GCW shows almost every weekend. It's like $2 a show. It's worth every single dollar. So you can't be at the Hammerstein Ballroom on Sunday night. Triller TV. On your social media, Emil, you're always sharing all sorts of great little wrestling trinkets and physical media. You got WOW up there today. Was that not the best fucking wrestling magazine ever?
Oh, it was really, really, really good. Especially, like, there were a lot of things that made WOW magazine cool. The fact that it was all color glossy from front to back, when the only magazines that were that way at the time were WWF magazine, Raw magazine, and WCW magazine, like the official promotion magazines. And also there was another magazine that came out starting in 1998, I believe, called The Wrestling Analyst, was put out by London Publishing, which was also like in that fashion. But the thing that none of those that WOW, it was plus sized, big pages, and it was like a thicker magazine than usual. It would have very cool pictures. It covered everything wrestling, all the promotions, like video games as well, independents.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the same people that made WOW magazine also made the ECW, the short-lived ECW magazine.
Correct. Yes. And they kept it the same size, the same fashion, which was very cool. And also, of course, at the time when you're getting WOW magazine, you're little 12 and 13, and they put those nice pictures of like major guns in the back, and you're like, oh wow, this is a great magazine.
Those pictures are still great now, Emil. Let's just say that.
Yeah, but it's like a revolutionary concept to a child of such wonderment at that age.
Oh,
It's not the notorious. It's not the notorious Mimi. That's for sure.
Those wrestling magazine posters were all over my walls as a teenager.
So was the spooge.
Hey, take it easy over there.
What?
With my
Hey,
spooge.
Emil. I know one thing GCW is known for is the scrambles with a lot of guys, like a lot of the guys, and even in Hammerstein, like Alec Price and Cole Radrick started in those and really have moved up the cards. Is there anybody in those scrambles nowadays that you think has a chance to really move up, or people should keep their eyes on?
Oh, wow. That is an awesome question. Yeah. So guys, like, okay, so basically if you're from like the WWA 4 school, you're one of those guys, aka like Mr. Danger, Teriyaki, Bobby Flacco, yeah, any of those, like it, like if AR Fox has had any training of you in any way, shape, or form, yes, you're one of those guys. Superstar Jay Lucas, very impressive recently, down at NGI. Let's see. I'm trying to think like what specific scrambles have I seen lately, but those guys generally are like the top notch.
The one from Saturday night was great with Teriyaki, Trey Lamar, Matt Diesel. We could do. I think I speak for the GCW fan base. We could do without Griffin McCoy though.
Oh my gosh! You know
He's
what?
the fucking worst.
Well, maybe Homicide will drop him with a cop killer in the Hammerstein ballroom, and that would be great, right?
That would be
and
amazing.
You could also drop Kerry Morton with one.
Yep, he needs one. He needs one 100%.
Could,
so look, Tony Deppen used to be great, but you know,
I heard there were people calling them the douche crew. I don't know.
I think that's very fitting.
I just heard that. They say real effing pros. I have to call them real effing pros, or else, it'll be trouble for me.
Yeah, yep.
You're professional. We get it.
Yes.
I got to tell you, I watched both GCW shows this week, and I was one of those guys. I was at the Hammerstein in 2022, and then I didn't watch GCW until you guys were back at the American Dream, and I'm all in. But the craziest fucking thing I saw this weekend, I thought it was Drew Parker jumping off the balcony in Rochester, but fucking Too Tough Tony lit his fucking hand on fire and punched a dude, and that's the craziest shit I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, welcome to Too Tough Tony. That guy is awesome. Yeah, how about his moonsault? Were you expecting his moonsault?
No.
Exactly.
But I'm like, first of all, Buck Zumhoff needs to leave the fucking chat room. All right, please, Buck. The moonsault, though, it's like, okay, but he lit his fucking hand on fire.
Oh yeah, and there were blue flames on it too. Did you notice that? He does the whole flaming punch to the face deal. He does. That's the thing that he does. That's typical Tony behavior. But for it to get to like the blue flame, oh wow, that he must have really Bacardi'd his fist up, or yeah, I think it's Bacardi Limon. Well, whatever.
Good stuff.
Don't try it at home. Don't try it at home, kids.
We had Alec Price on last week, Emil.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He was fucking awesome. It was great. Outside the fact that he thinks ECW is WWECW, but that's a whole conversation for another day. But he pointed out he doesn't know if Effie has that killer side to him.
He doesn't.
I beg to differ. I think, especially in this context, with what's on the line, I think Effie's prime. I think he's ready.
I mean, he had a weekend, man. He got pinned by Atticus Cogar, and then he pinned Mance in the 6-man.
Yeah. That's what you call Big Mo. I mean, the loss of Atticus, that is what it is. He can. Effie is focused on Mance, and the fact that he was able to pin Mance, that gives him all the momentum going in this Sunday. Now, he will, let's face it, had to get past Alley Catch to do that. And to be fair, she was the last one standing as we went off the air in Columbus, was she not?
Same way at the American Dream.
Right. So it seems as though I think all three of the individuals that are embroiled in this situation are fully focused on the task at hand. They all know how large of an opportunity it is for them in this scenario. Because let's face it, they're all three of them are GCW ride or die, and they have been for years now. And this is quite possibly the biggest show in GCW history. A lot of people are going to be watching, but also at the same time, it's for the richest prize that we have in Game Changer Wrestling. And
no one's been able to take it off Manser, so
right. They want somebody's going to go. Somebody's going to want to go into this meteoric, this transformative 2025 as champion, as the face of the promotion, as we are about to embark on whatever it is we are about to embark on after the People versus GCW.
Is there one particular match, Emil, you're looking forward to most on Sunday night?
That's a very difficult question. Honestly, the first one that jumps to my mind is Joey Janela versus Masato Tanaka. I think that is going to be a very fun professional wrestling match to watch. And I mean that in like every sense of the word. Like, I am going to have fun watching that match. To see, it's rare that I get to see somebody like Masato Tanaka live, and to do it against somebody like Joey Janela. Like, and if you really think about it, like Joey Janela might be the wrestler I have announced the most in my life. It's going to be really cool to see. I'm really excited to see the DLC match because I want to see. I just love it whenever Matthew Justice and Dr. Redacted interact. I just really enjoy that. So I really would like to see that in the Hammerstein Ballroom. I'm excited for the to see the we talked about it almost the first thing when I jumped on here, Little Guido and Tajiri and Super Crazy being involved as a trio against Gringo and Jack Cartwheel and Arez. Like, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, top to bottom, the show is loaded. I don't think there's a bad match on this card.
Definitely.
No, I mean there really isn't, and like, not to be cliche, there is something for everybody. And unless you're just one of these gorehound, blood mark, I need to see people bleeding out in order to enjoy a wrestling match kind of people. Well, we can't do that in New York. Sorry. You'll have to wait until we come back to Atlantic City on March 15th and 16th. Nice plug.
Yep.
And then
now, Emil, before we let you go, we got to ask the hard-hitting questions. I ask everybody.
Ooh, John Stossel time.
I don't. If John Stossel was asking
Wow.
his questions, maybe he wouldn't have got the shit smacked out of him. When was the last time you shit your pants?
When was the last time I did that?
That means it's happened.
I mean, it certainly has happened at some point, but when?
That's a fair point. Well, look, I mean, we know you go on food adventures. You were very excited about Rochester and Columbus this week.
Yeah, and afterwards there was a close call.
Yeah, we've all been. Look, we've been there. You know, I'm the last wizard to shit his pants. You know, I'll just put that out there.
You know, I'm good. I'm pretty good at bowel containment when necessary.
Fair enough.
But you know,
it'll get harder as you get older. That's what.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not true, man.
That's usually the opposite from what I've heard. But I tell you, after eating a big ass sandwich in Columbus and eating that garbage plate in Rochester,
Ugh.
boy, I love it. You don't know what you're missing.
You tried it. What's that? What's that thing that everybody eats? The Cleveland chili. What's it called?
The Skyline
Skyline.
Skyline chili. Yeah, that's Matt's favorite.
I ate 3/4 of a chili cheese dog that was sitting in the there was like a bunch of them in the back towards the end of the show in Columbus, and there was like 3 left, and I grabbed one and ate 3/4 of it and decided I was done with it. I'm not big on I don't think I'm a Skyline chili guy. I want to like it. It's chili on top of spaghetti.
It's gross.
Oh yeah.
Like
On top of spaghetti.
it sounds awesome to my high ass, but like something about it didn't hit. I don't know if I did it wrong or like I went to the wrong place. Cause like you know how that guy Jim Cornette, you ever hear of this guy?
Who?
Yeah, he talks about Emo's Pizza, like it's like the best ever. And we went to an Emo's Pizza when we were somewhere with an Emo's Pizza, and it sucked.
Yeah, his
And I'm
description of it was just like it sounds like garbage.
It sounds
And,
like
like,
it itself.
But like I don't know if I went to the wrong Emo's Pizza. You know, sometimes you go to a shitty Taco Bell, and it's like, damn, Taco Bell usually hits, but this one I'll avoid.
It either
But,
hits or
like,
shits.
Hey, well, sometimes both, and then
If it's any good, both.
So when you go to these places, all you know, across the land as I do, sometimes I don't know, like if we went to the wrong one, you know, like do I want to try it again? Like I don't know.
Nah,
Maybe.
bro.
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, Emil, this has been a hoot.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll give it a holler too. Well,
I know my guy Brundo, he's gonna be in the house Sunday.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
excited. I'm excited for GCW, the people versus GCW. I can't put over Triller TV enough. You know, sign up now. The first month is free. So even if you don't like it, you can cancel it. But I don't see how you're not gonna like Triller TV or GCW. GCW is on fire. The Atticus Cobra stuff is I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. The story between Effie and Mance and Alley Catch. The Garbage Daddies are finally going to put Violence is Forever on their backs and walk out of the Hammerstein Ballroom GCW champions. And there's so much more. Like Emil said, there's something for everybody. So I can't recommend it enough. It's going to be unbelievable. And you want to jump on the GCW train now because like Emil said, they're closing a chapter and they're starting a new, and they're already fucking on fire with Gabe Kidd at the J Cup. They're going to France, they're going to England. Like this company is, we don't even know who Matt Cardona is wrestling. Come on.
Right.
Who cares?
Right. Very true.
A loser.
It's gonna be
And
Myers then.
I hope so.
Also, hey, you know who else? What's PCO gonna do?
Right? What's Sabu gonna do?
Sabu.
Yeah.
Like we just had Ricky Morton. Didn't Ricky Morton? Is he gonna be there? I
Don't
think
let
so.
Chris
I don't
Cruz know that.
Oh,
And he
come
brings it back around.
He's miserable, like Christopher Cruz.
You know, that's a guy who used to be so awesome on WCW Prime. And now he's just a cantankerous guy. Cantankerous, I say.
Oh, I heard you.
Oh yeah.
And you know, to get back on the point of you know, getting on the GCW train now, you know, to quote the Glacier vignettes, our world is about to change.
Nice.
So you would definitely like to be there on the cusp of that, to witness that, to see what we've done and to see where we're going. We have room on the train.
Oh
We
yeah.
have plenty of room. Come on
I
in.
don't know. 20. I don't like. If you want to be in Hammerstein, get on that shit now, people, because there's only about 90 tickets left.
Yeah, but you know what? If there's enough demand, they might open that second balcony. Who knows?
Ooh.
What if
Ooh.
what if there's just hundreds of people there that day saying open that bitch up? Who are they to say no?
That's a great point.
I say that all the time.
Emma, let me ask you this, because you are like a wrestling savant, right? Next week?
Yes.
On this podcast, we're gonna have the Mighty Maccabee.
Oh wow, he fought Iron Sheik a long time ago,
and he's wrestling again in March in New Jersey.
That is fantastic. What is it? Maccabee Mania.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, Maccabee Mania 3.
Fuck yes, it is.
I know it.
He's defending the Maccabee World Championship against none other than Crowbar.
See, that is so awesome. The fact that I'm friendly with Crowbar is one of the most cool things ever.
100%.
Like, do you know how cool Dangerous Devon Storm
Fuck
was?
yeah, I do.
Like,
yeah.
Come on. Like, I can just like DM him and be like, hey man, what's up? And we could talk. And that's so cool to me. That's the thing that I like about what I get to do in GCW is the fact that I get to meet and ring announce people I actually like have given a shit about for a long time. You know, like whenever I see Ricky Morton, it's like seeing an old friend. That's insane.
That's awesome.
Like what?
I once saw Ricky Morton's balls.
Well, I think there's a lot of people who've seen Ricky Morton's balls. That's not derogatory.
And you'll appreciate this,
life.
Emil. Oh yeah, goddamn right, Ricky Morton's balls. You'll appreciate this. Crowbar actually gave me his old Atari 2600 in the dresser drawer from his house, and then signed the dresser drawer and gave it to me.
You have his dresser drawer?
I have his dresser drawer, and
the Atari's one thing, but you have his dress. That is so cool.
That's what he handed it to me at our 8th anniversary show.
Yep. Yes.
See, I like it when people have like weird things like that. Like my friend owns Mark Briscoe's teeth.
That's fucking awesome.
All right. I'm out. I'm tapping out.
That's fucking nuts.
You know that, right? Like that's like, remember when Mark Briscoe had like the dentures of his front teeth? Well, they came out and my friend retrieved them, and my friend has them.
That's awesome.
And he showed them when the Briscoes were in Texas with us in late 2022, I think it was. or maybe late 2021. Ooh, I can't remember. It was one of those years. Anyway, my friend is like, "Hey, Mark, I have your teeth," and that interaction was the best thing, one of the best things I've ever watched in my life.
Well, this interaction has been awesome, Emil. I know you had a busy day at work, and we're been going.
You know what? I didn't. I made $3 today. I had the slowest night at work.
Well, now
Almost possible. I had one delivery. Oh boy. Anyway.
Well, you're going to deliver on Sunday at the Hammerstein Ballroom for the people versus
segue.
GCW.
Let's
13
go.
years we've been doing this. I got to be good at something. I can barely speak fucking English half the time, so this is a home run for me. We're excited. Brundo will be in the house. I might grab a last-minute ticket. I got to see what my work schedule is like, but
please do it.
If I can't be there, I will be watching on Triller. I will be live tweeting if I'm home. If I'm in the house, I'll make sure to stop by and say hello to you.
Please do. Please do either of the things that are possible for you to do, because we genuinely, ooh, I butchered that word. We truly appreciate everybody taking the time and effort and money to support us, whether it be live or through Triller TV Plus, to talk about us, to share our clips. Like we're not New Japan. We're not going to hit you with this. We're not going to, we're not going to do that. We say, please share our stuff. Please show us to the world, because you know what? It's the world on GCW. It might be the people versus GCW on Sunday night, but after that, it's going to be back to the world being on GCW. You know what I'm saying?
We know what you're saying, Emil.
Skippy.
At the Emil Jay on X and Instagram. Anytime you want to come back on, Emil, and just shoot the shit, you're more than welcome to join us.
Yeah, we should do this. We should do this.
Hundo.
I'm all in. You have an open invite. Just DM us, and we'll fucking send you the link.
Fuck
Hell
yeah.
yeah. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, and then hopefully by then you cleaned your room and we can see that beautiful face of yours.
Oh yeah, dude. It's just I got magazine boxes. I got shirts folded up everywhere.
I hear, man, my fucking office is a mess over here too. So I hear you.
It's a disaster. Like and also another thing. I'll pull back the curtain all the way. Is that I neglected to charge my phone before I went to work, and I have no place to set it up and charge and have it charging, or else it would have died in the middle of it.
We can't. So,
no.
Like and like so all of those things together, like I could we could deal with the messiness, right? Like we could deal with it, but like I messed up.
Enjoy the rest of your night. We look forward to Sunday in the future with GCW, and please slide in our DMs, man. We'll love to have you back on to shoot the shit.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I've been having a great night speaking with you guys. I've had WWF on Netflix on the TV in the background. That's been great. I'm gonna continue enjoying that. And I'm gonna enjoy whatever else wrestling comes on the television this week. And then I'm gonna help make our own wrestling on Triller TV Plus on Sunday. Hammerstein Ballroom, Manhattan, New York City. The People versus GCW. Be there live or watch it on streaming. Video on demand. Do it all.
Yeah.
Please do it. We love you, the fans of GCW, and also the haters of GCW, because you fuel us as well.
Boom.
Yeah, fuck them haters.
That's how you close the show right there.
Emil, enjoy the rest of your night, brother. We'll talk soon.
Fuck
Yes,
yeah.
thank you guys.
Thanks,
Good night, Emil.
At the Emil Jay on all forms of social media. Be sure to give him a follow and support GCW. Really quickly, I just want to talk 2 seconds of AEW.
Yes.
Just real quick, because I know Tony's dying to talk about the Chris Jericho bell shot, the bell thing.
I don't
No,
care. He continues to be an ass, and that's all there is to it.
here's my thing. Dynamite, I enjoyed Dynamite. I would love nothing more than for Powerhouse Hobbs to beat fucking John Moxley on Wednesday night.
They made him look like a fucking killer on Collision too. When he
Didn't
came out,
Didn't he job the Derby a couple weeks ago?
who? Hobbs?
Hobbs, yeah.
Did he? He dubbed Takeshita.
He won. I mean, he won the gauntlet, the casino gauntlet. So
Yeah.
who cares?
Who cares?
Who gives a
Let's
fuck?
see. His last loss was at the end. It was at Takeshita at the World's End.
pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but he earned his shot.
Yeah, he earned a shot.
Yeah.
I wish there were
can't.
less casino gauntlet things.
Yeah.
Go on.
They do them too much.
How often do they do them?
It feels like we just had one. The one in England was the last one before that, and it feels like it should be once a year.
I thought it was once a year, and I usually thought it was in Vegas.
No, that used to be the
wild card. The poker one.
The ladder match, right?
No, but didn't they used to come out like 4 at a time?
Yeah.
Each suit
Yeah.
was like a thing.
4 at a time, and then
like Matt Sydal was like
wild
the
card.
Joker. Like
and Leo Rush.
I feel like they do one every like 3 months. And then like
I guess it's an easy way out to get a number one contender for a show that they promote heavier than their other shows, I guess.
I know, but if you do it so often, like it kind of just like this was a pleasant surprise. And the fucking star power in this, it's kind of like,
dude, it was bonkers.
Oh my God. But also like, and Marking Out had mentioned this when I was watching Dynamite. We were tweeting about it. Like, you do this awesome angle the week before the Ricochet where he fucking stabs Nana with the scissors, Swerve with the scissors. Then he's just another dude in the Battle Royal.
That caught me off guard too, actually. And it also caught me off guard too. Like, I don't know if they touched on it at New Japan when he was fighting Zack Sabre Jr. Like, they just had this huge thing, like you said, like the stabbing of Swerve. And then on New Japan, he's just like in a great wrestling match again. Did they like, so like, I don't know. I see your point and I totally agree with it. But yeah, another guy in the Battle Royal. Yep.
Yeah. So, but I enjoyed Dynamite. Collision, I thought was a fine show.
It was also good.
Commander's the TV champion. So if you were going to bet that he fucking loses every single match that's not Ring of Honor. And I thought the fucking ladies had a great match. And I love what like the thing with Edge, Cope. I'm going to call him Edge forever.
I can't call him Cope. I can't.
The thing with him and where he's telling Brody King to take the reins, like that was cool.
And this just after Kenny Omega said the same thing to Buddy Matthews.
Yeah.
So like they're progressing with the story where everyone's telling both these guys that they don't need Malachi Black, and obviously we know Malachi Black's on the way out. So I don't know if Malachi is going to be back on TV, maybe for one shot to put them both over. Maybe they both beat the shit out of Malachi Black to get him back to WWE, maybe a little bit lower than he should be. Like, I don't know. But the continuity is great in terms of how neither Buddy Matthews or Brody King should take a backseat to anybody. And the same thing with Julia Hart, too, because Edge also mentioned Julia Hart.
Yeah, so that's kind of good, Brundo. I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing. You're good.
Yeah. So Cliff Notes for the for AEW. We don't want to go.
No, I'm sorry. It wasn't Kenny Omega. It was Will Ospreay. I'm sorry. Will Ospreay said it, right?
Will Ospreay, because they wrestled. They opened Dynamite, right?
Yeah.
That was a banger.
All right. Kenny came back. Kenny's having his big return match against Brian.
Then Will Ospreay came and helped him out at the end. Yeah.
His big return match was against Brian Keith?
Brian Cage.
Oh, Cage. Oh,
this
right.
week, Wednesday. At Maximum Overdrive or whatever the fuck they're calling
Carnage.
There you go.
Okay.
It's time for a little bit of Shining Wizards homework. Our boy Brundo was in the Hammerstein ballroom mood, and he dropped a doozy in our lab. Brundo, remind the people what our homework was last week.
It was from ECW. I'm sorry, ECWWE One Night Stand. Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome, in what I believe was Mike Awesome's last match, I think too. But this is one of my favorite matches always to go back and watch because it's like 10 minutes of just insanity.
Yeah.
So I figure
And
with
there's
Hammerstein coming up, it's perfect.
And there's a
match
lot to
to watch.
dissect in terms of like crowd and announcing and everything.
Oh yeah,
so much, like not including the in-ring work that just absolutely magnified the match tenfold. Brundo.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's an interesting watch back when you listen to Joey Styles at first too.
Scorched earth.
Yeah, right off the bat, you could tell he's
Holy
not a Mike
shit.
Awesome fan.
I had no idea that was his last match. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it was. He got hurt. I mean, to spoil the ending, he got hurt on that dive at the end. I believe he tore like his ACL or he tore something in his legs.
Dude,
Like,
with that
was-
dive, I'm surprised that's all that happened.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, you mean the dive that we didn't get to see along with fucking 10 other spots that we didn't get to see because all they were fucking focused on was JBL telling everybody to kick out all night? I forgot how much fucking WWE was really trying to ruin this show. They really were. It's so bad, dude. And they weren't missing moves because like, oh, the camera was out of place. No, they kept showing that fucking idiot in the fucking crow's nest, like making faces and shit. It's like, why would you try to sabotage their one fucking big night back? You know what I'm saying? Like, stupidity.
How about
'Cause
that?
it's not WWE.
Can I just want to play like, so this was from the vault, right? Well,
Yes.
I just got to play the Gunther intro because it was fucking weird.
It's great.
As the world heavyweight champion that prides himself of elevating every championship I hold and elevating the sport in general, there's also a certain responsibility that comes with it. And today, I wanted to give everybody an example what our sport should not be. Give you the
What a
most
heel.
exciting example of that.
It's so funny, dude. It's so funny.
Against
Like,
Mike Awesome at the ECW One.
I had to watch the intro like 3 times. I'm like, wait, what? Why would you fucking shit on this match, Gunther?
because that's what Gunther's a professional wrestler.
Dude, you know he low-key loves it. And that's
Oh,
why.
of course.
Oh, everybody fucking low-key loves this fucking match.
And it's a great match. It's an amazing 10-minute match. It's unfortunate that the fucking WWE machine felt the need to have all this other fucking nonsense around it.
I think you're. They wouldn't sabotage their own show, man. Like, this
Oh, no, are you kidding me?
This was like a lead up to like something that was bigger than. This show was awesome. This show was ECW, man. Like,
Yeah.
it really was. So the fact that you had WWE guys up in this, they did it throughout the entire show. It wasn't just this match. Like when they got there, and then that was a
Well, I'm not saying they were well behaved during the rest of the card and they just shit all over this one. They did this all night, and it took away from it. I think.
I totally disagree. Like,
so you think JBL telling him to fucking kick out after every move was a good idea?
couldn't care less because I was so focused on Tanaka and Awesome doing the crazy shit that
Yeah,
they
but you
ended
couldn't see them do the shit because they kept fucking cutting to this jerk off.
I
with
saw
the
enough.
Stupid Orlando Jordan.
I
Yeah.
saw enough.
Oh my God, Orlando Jordan right in the fucking camera too. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And Joey Styles, oh my God,
my
dude.
God.
Joey Styles was on a fucking another level.
It's
with
like,
this
and
fucking-
he's fucking wrong about it too. It's like ECW's not paying Mike Awesome, so why wouldn't he go to a place that's going to pay him every fucking week?
Dude, WWE leaned in. Like WWE probably loves Mike Awesome. Like, fuck ECW. Fuck
this
WCW.
really felt like Mike Awesome was looking for a job.
Yeah.
Like, he fucking left everything on the table in this match.
Well, he never. Well,
Yeah.
he was already there.
Yeah,
he-
but like
he-
he hadn't been there for a while. Like he was in Japan and stuff.
Because
and,
they
like,
fucking scrubbed him up.
well,
He's
Big ol'
former MLW world champion, I believe, too.
can I play this real quick? Give me a
He was the
second.
first one to win a belt, a WWF belt.
That's
The
right.
invasion.
How the fuck Oh, I gotta
Hardcore
turn this
title.
up.
Oh, technology,
Here
Tony.
we go.
Whoops.
Yeah, I honestly think he would want to take that back, given.
Well, they
what
edited it
happened.
out of the vault match, thankfully.
Yeah. Well,
But
also
I mean, like, how do you shit on a guy for wanting to fucking support to fucking make some money? And
Yeah,
support
because
his family,
that's
you know?
what ECW was. Joey Styles was still carrying the fucking flag. Also, he had just signed a one-night deal to do this. So, like, he didn't know he was coming back in fucking November, that they were going to try and bring ECW back from the dead. And, like, come on.
Was he even
man.
involved in that?
Yeah.
In the rebrand in 2006?
No, he wasn't.
I don't think he was.
He was back in WWE.
No, he was in WWE before this.
He came
From
back.
the invasion.
He came back November 2005.
No, he
This
didn't.
one night stand is June 2005.
Wait, when did he come back in November? There's no other matches on Cage Match.
He probably just had to do OVW then, and then
We're
he was
talking
on-
about Joey
He was on
Styles.
Raw.
Oh, Joey
Mike
Styles.
Awesome.
No, we're talking about
Oh,
Joey
okay.
Styles.
Oh yeah, Joey Styles was around for like another 2 years after that, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like don't forget, like ECW is on the ropes, and all these guys are fucking going to work and not getting paid, and the Tommy Dreamers of the world. And here comes fucking Mike Awesome, who fucking, they pinned fucking Taz.
Yeah.
Him and Masato Tanaka's pinned Taz, the fucking golden goose, to send him off the WWE, and then Mike Awesome turns around as the champion and shows up on fucking WCW. Like,
Attacking
I don't
Kevin
know what was like Joey Styles like playing up his hatred for Mike Awesome. I don't know, but man, like that was a fucking shitty thing to do. Like I can see how Joey Styles maybe holds a bit of a grudge still.
Well, listen, he wasn't the only one, and I brought this up like initially with Brundo. Like the crowd fucking was like Mike. You see Mike fucking Johnson and Vlad in like the fucking front row, like literally cursing the fuck out of Mike Awesome, and then it's 3 power bombs later.
Yep.
They're fucking going nuts.
He fucking turned everybody in that crowd.
He turned
And
on
can
them.
I-
Two of them did. Yeah.
Can I, since we're shitting on commentators, can I also shit on Mick Foley here?
Dude, I didn't even realize that was him until like a couple minutes in. I'm like, who fucking is doing commentary?
Joey, I've been through a table or two. You want to go through the middle. If you go through the ends, let's see what happens. Oh, come on, man. Fucking Masato Tanaka goes to the table, and that grimace on his face sticks with me from when I first watched his fucking pay-per-view live, where he makes that fucking face and he's holding the back of his head. He could have been fucked on that.
He landed
Seriously.
pretty safely though, because I noticed that too. He landed
Yeah, but
really
like he
well.
grabbed his head and he was still selling his head later on. So something tells me like he must have fucking caught a stinger to the back of the head. You know,
I don't think he did. I thought he landed.
I feel like he always made that face though too. That was just like the Masato Tanaka, oh, this fucking hurts face, which was a lot in his matches.
Well, shit.
What a fucking bro.
Oh, it was a
that
great match. Great match. Back and
fucking
forth.
air shots. Jesus.
And Tanaka
Oh,
keeps he's not selling them. And Mike Awesome turns around at one point and like cheers to the crowd. And when he comes back and his eyes are bulging out of his head, like what the fuck?
When he points to the chair that had the dent in it too. Holy shit.
Brundo, to me, this was a match that literally went from 0 to 60 in like a blink of an eye.
Yeah, it absolutely did. That just like instantly.
But the Awesome Bomb should have been enough. But then fucking Mike Awesome just jumps through the ropes and lands on his fucking head on top of him.
Ugh.
Derp.
Yeah, and the ref is just like, fuck this. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, yeah. You can't even see the ref. Like when he makes his count.
But what was it? It wasn't when Awesome got thrown over. I think it was when Tanaka got thrown over they ran into the railing. When Tanaka threw Awesome into the railing, and that woman's in the front, and she was trying to grab her drink, and it just went all over her and the dude she was next to.
I hope it was that Green Lantern jerk off.
That guy's a fucking douchebag.
I hated that guy.
Here's something else I caught. Somebody in the crowd had an NWA cyberspace sign. It said NWA cyberspace, and all I kept thinking it was that fucking Luger promo.
No, I bet you it was the fucking Billy Firehawk. I bet
Brundo.
you it was Firehawk, the fucking owner of cyberspace.
Oh, it
He
might
would
have
always
been.
show up. Yeah. You would always see him in like TNA tapings
Fucking
in the back.
Billy
cheering.
Firehawk. Holy shit, that's a name from the past.
T-shirt's too tight, Billy.
That really fucking popped me, dude. I spent a little bit of time with Billy Firehawk up at ECPW.
No shit.
Yeah,
I
it's
was there
pretty
when
good.
he officially retired and hung up the boots.
Or put him in the middle of the ring like Damien Dragon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus Christ. Then he went back afterwards like, I need these.
Put these on eBay.
Yeah, I paid for these.
What a fucking match, though, man.
It really was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so much
Could
fun.
have been such a fucking bigger star than he was.
Oh, best move of the match. Fuck all the power bombs and stuff.
Oh,
When
the
he did the
NXT?
fucking the splash off the top, he's beautiful through the air, and he nailed it. Like he fucking bam right on him. Beautiful.
And then I think Tanaka hit a pretty badass tornado DDT onto a table in the ring, I think, right? Was it in
Twice. Yeah. He did it onto the table and onto the chairs. I remember the table one. I thought that was going to be it because that was like his finisher at the time or right before that. I was pissed. I was like, this match can't be fucking over yet.
Oh, so not only did we miss the dive and we missed a bunch of other things, but we also missed, for whatever reason, Jim Molyneux getting fucking power bombed.
Did he really?
They came back to the ring after fucking showing what's his nuts, and like Jim Molyneux's getting like he's practically getting dropped on his head. It's like, what the fuck did we miss?
Was God, I can't believe I don't remember this or not. Was Judge Jeff Jones with Mike Awesome on this show?
No.
No, he wasn't.
Okay. Was he with Mike Awesome at all? Or am I thinking of Sid?
No, he was.
He was.
He was. Okay.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Yeah.
Here, would you like to hear this? This is just because. So that was his last match ever, right? Would you like to know what his the match before that, the last match on United States soil was?
Was it him and Joe?
All right.
Or that
Joe's
was
involved.
earlier?
This is it.
Oh my
This is
God,
the Rawway Rec Center, Jersey All Pro.
Him, Joe, and I'm gonna say Vader.
Who was all right? So it's Mike Awesome and Vader against Joe and somebody else.
Homicide?
Close.
Close. Very
Logan?
close. Yeah.
Moff.
Moff.
Wow. That screams Jersey All Pro in the mid 2000s.
Fucking
Oh, yeah.
2004. Mike Awesome and Vader defeat Dan Moff and Samoa Joe.
Jeez.
And in April of 2004, he wrestled Dan Moff for the Jersey All Pro title, and he lost.
Who, Mike Awesome?
Yeah.
Moff had a
Holy
big run there in those early to mid 2000s Jersey All Pro.
There's a lot of a lot of 2004, 2005 All Japan with Mike Awesome that I would love to see. 0-1, fucking Dusty Rhodes Jr. and the Gladiator against Masato Tanaka and Kuroda.
How's this for an All Japan match? D'Lo Brown, Jamal, Taka Michinoku, and Mike Awesome as the Gladiator defeated Kaz Hayashi, Keiji Muto, Masayuki Kono, and Satoshi Kojima. What?
Jesus Christ.
The Voodoo, I think that's the original Voodoo Killers.
How the fuck
D'Lo
does
and
that
Jamal
happen?
and everything.
All Japan was lit.
Yeah, they fucking love Jamal over there too. He could have been like set for life there if he didn't become
Umanga.
Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This was a great pick, Brundo. Great pick.
Thank you.
Home run, man. This was and again, man, like it was under 10 minutes, but it fucking packed a punch and it's so memorable.
Yeah.
Love it.
KJG.
Uh-oh.
You are on the board here, brother. You're gonna assign us some homework for next week.
Ooh, from 10 minutes to a little bit over a 30-minute match.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
How do you guys feel about some TNA?
All right.
How do you guys feel about some Global Force Wrestling?
Oh no.
And now I could have easily, I know what you're thinking, I could have easily gone with a match with my dear, good, close personal friend, Brian Myers. I know what you're thinking. I did. But it is way more than that. It is from September 16th, 2015. It's also on YouTube. I had to make sure of that too before I just picked the TNA Plus thing. It is winner take all, Lethal Lockdown, TNA versus Global Force Wrestling from the September 16th, 2015 episode of Impact. I'm not going to go. I want you guys to discover the participants on yourselves. So I'm not going to say who's in the match, But on YouTube, it has it as Team Jarrett versus Team Dixie. It's Team Global Force versus Team TNA. So you can discover the participants. I don't want to play spoiler, but that is it from TNA Impact, September 16th, 2015. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a 5-on-5 match. TNA versus Global Force Wrestling. It's about a half hour, so it's a little lengthy, but just wanted to throw that out there because I was just randomly thinking of Global Force Wrestling the other day. So
Thinking about buying some gold pyramids.
that's it.
Text that barrel-chested monster. Fuck yeah.
You guys upset about this pick or what?
No, I like it.
I'm excited for it.
I've been on the TNA bagwagon since day one. So
The
I'm always
bagwagon?
bad-
Jesus.
Big old bag wagon.
Hey, the broadcast is joining us. What's up, fella?
Hey, 200 shows for those guys. Congratulations.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hey,
Fuck yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Get on top of me and I'll beat you off.
He's a horny fucking guy.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I got thunder.
I got a question, Brundo.
Yeah.
Since HK is not here tonight, and I have to be quiet because my son decided to go to bed at 8:00. Will
Your son is
you
26 years old?
will you do the honors of a good night to my dear old mother, dearest?
You got it, sir. I
Oh,
will.
yeah, the fuck
I'll do
off.
the best that I can.
I'm so
Anybody-
dumb.
yes, you are. It's good that you pulled that. Anybody got anything else? Oh my God, he's gonna do this all night.
What?
Come on, tits. Anything? What do you got?
Like the car for the boogie eater. Just toss them. How much are freaking underoos? Like $5 a pack? Dude, that was a piece of crap. That was a piece of crap. It's GCW to me, goddammit.
Do I look bad? Why isn't he making jokes like about my tits or something?
I did.
I can't. Matt's fucking frozen like a Chinaman with his fucking teeth.
Really? All right. And with that, cue the music. And while
Oh no.
This has been a production of the Shining Wizards Network. For everything
Hey, can you take
Shining
the banner
Wizards,
down?
visit shiningwizards.com. And don't forget to listen to all the great shows of the Shining Wizards Network.
Come on, computer box. Come on. We're going to thank the executive producer, Manny Crazzo, the producers, Kate Heather, Anchor Equal, High Five Tom, Ryan Song, Al Day, Kathy Hummer, William Mercier Jr., Michael Hammond, Keith Parker, Scott George, Jesse Elwell, Emily Brock. Thank you all for supporting the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast.
Night, Diana.
I'm horny. I gotta go.
No, somebody's playing with the